screaming from your soul. We'll watch it fall. Now you come to walk on. Come and set your light through. Just set your light through before we're only whispers in the
Will you follow me when the sky starts to change? Yeah, we won't be afraid. We'll never be the same again.
With with anime in our souls and thoughts of wrestling out of control. We are a group of weebs who love the entertainment of professional wrestling. So allow us to be the voices inside of your head as we go through the wrestling events of the evening, give our thoughts and predictions on what's to come, and provide an experience inclusive to all you nerds out there. So grab your steel chairs, yell for the tables, and get put through an experience unlike any other. We, of course, are brought to you by Anime Studio, and this is the Weebs of the Ring podcast, the WrestleMania Night 1 special. It is in the books. It is done. Was it a WrestleMania-worthy night, or was it just a glorified taping of Monday Night Raw? We'll sit here and talk about it because the IWC has a lot of opinions going into the show, and we also have some as well to kind of process everything and break down all the story bits that happen and all the match qualities that ensued. Like, I don't know. I thought it was a good night. I thought it was a good night of wrestling, and I don't care what any other people have to say about that. But of course, I do care about you guys in the chat out there. If you are a returning person, you're welcome back to the show. Hopefully you guys have had a good night. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your WrestleMania weekends. But of course, if you're new here, I of course am your world champion Watkins, one of your co-hosts for this awesome podcast, and I am never alone in this endeavor. There are two lovely gentlemen here to join me tonight to talk about the Graps. First of all, to my right, he is the most positive person that's probably going to be on this stream for a bit. Luckily, he doesn't have to crash out tonight because of a certain blonde in pink winning or not winning this tonight.
Which pink?
So good. Yes, exactly. But hey, I'm glad you saw that because you are a visionary. And, because we keep improving things that we keep doing, you are a revolutionary. And ladies and gentlemen, he is the man himself, Legend D. Vash. Vash, how you doing tonight?
I am the Messiah, the Dragon, Seth freaking Rollins, man. It's good to see the visionary thought about something 2 months ago. He told you guys a crazy theory, like, hey, how about this? I thought about this could happen. I saw something in the timeline, I think on IG or TikTok it was, that other people was thinking about it. And look at this, months later, weeks later, your boy, he thinks crazy, but his crazy be right. And I love that shit. I was excited. It was a good time.
See,
can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah,
I'm grinning as hell. I'm happy.
And if you want to see just how good of a time me and Vash had, we did live stream night 1 of WrestleMania. You can catch our live stream for night 2 of WrestleMania tomorrow night, same time as it starts, around 7 o'clock and all that. And of course, we'll be back on here to do our breakdown of the event. But as always, we also have another gentleman here to kind of help us process these stories going down, maybe break down a few things that maybe we glossed over, overlooked, and all that. He is known on here as the genius of the mat. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Drop This Box. Drop, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I definitely do have some thoughts when it comes to the introduction that you gave to the show, because I'm starting to really get into the groove, and I've been in the groove for a while, but since we've been doing this for over a year now, obviously all three of us are going to evolve over time. But I feel more comfortable. I'm not saying I haven't before, because I feel comfortable with my own content. But I feel very comfortable just letting out how I truly feel, just like you guys do when it comes to something like this.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because that's the thing. It's like tonight was a good show. I just to kind of get the overall thought out of the way. I think it was a good show. Was it truly WrestleMania worthy? There were some spots in some matches that were really good, but you could tell just kind of throughout that people, each superstar, were trying to give it their all. They were trying to up their own game and try to enter another level. And whether some of that stuff worked out or not, that's really for us to decide, because it's all subjective at the end of the day. We all like what we like in our wrestling. And all that. So we're all going to have our opinions. We're all going to have our different thoughts, but we're just here to kind of, maybe play off each other. Maybe, some minds might change, or maybe we might see something differently. That's the basis of all discussion and all positive debates like this, because we strive to try to make sense of everything and try
And
to
look,
understand everything.
I just want to add to that, support that. When you feel like you want to believe in something and you want to be positive fucking about it and you want to believe, like, look, do not fuck up, make the fucking right choice, and to actually
Yeah.
see them do the right choice, you be like, yo, you're so fucking happy. Like, yo, I'm optimistic. I kept it going. We kept the drink going and we went through it and we came on top. It was Tiffany Stratton. I was like, girl, you
Yeah.
fucking did it. You broke some teeth. So I'm on the press conference. You got them back. You back to normal, and I'm here for it.
I think it could have been
Did you
a
drink some?
I think it could have been a camera angle. Now I was looking.
Yeah, same here as well. If it was either or, hey, tomato, at the end of the day, she did a great match. We're gonna break that down, and if she got her teeth back that fast, hey, we're in 2025. Anything can happen nowadays, right?
Sure.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, I mean, if you're a fan of One Piece, you know that if you drink milk, you automatically just regenerate a piece of bone.
I like
That's all you
that.
gotta do.
That's it.
all you
One
gotta do is
reference
just
of the
drink
show
milk.
already. Just start off the show already. Hey,
We're
instead of
starting off hot.
we're going with milk right now. Oh, but look,
we're
chat.
starting off hot.
I can't wait for us to break this down. It was a pleasure. Our second time doing a sidecast. It was truly a pleasure for WrestleMania. 'Cause last year we only did night 2, I believe. We did we didn't do night 1, but just to see now we did night 1. Can't wait for night 2. Just to do a full year, and the whole experience is just fun. Just to chill back. Me and Drop also did NXT Stand Deliver. It was a lot of fun for those matches as well. The Hank and Tank and what happened with Stephanie, Femi, Triple and Javon Evans. Great triple threat. This other triple threat match for this main event. It was fucking great. Just to see the stories, the cinema, the long term booking, everything having in the yourself in the edge of the sea. It was fucking fantastic, and I'm here for it.
Oh yeah. Again, it was a good match. It was good night overall with everything. So I mean, let's quit butter fluffing around, as some people would say. Let's get right into the card. Let's get right into the discussion. Right into the breakdown.
The first part, the first main event we're going through. I just
Of course,
the first thing.
we got it.
Let's go.
We got to get right into it. It's the thing that just it ended the night. For a lot of people, it kind of saved the night. And to be honest, probably the biggest talking piece from the night, we had a triple threat match between Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk. And a lot of people are telling that this was the best triple threat match in WrestleMania history. I'm going to hold off saying that just because I would have to look back through the history of triple threats in WWE.
You want to talk about modern? And I can
modern?
I could see
Yes.
that.
I would say yeah.
Modern,
maybe
yes.
New
Modern,
era,
yes.
or maybe this era, then yeah.
Yeah, because the one before that for WrestleMania Modern, I was gonna give it to the Gunther and Sheamus and Drew, I believe it was.
Mhm.
Yeah,
that was my top one in the Modern in the WrestleMania, but now this one kind of tops it.
Yeah, because let me phrase it like this: because WrestleMania 40 was officially like the Triple H era of WWE. If you want to mark it like that, because that's how it was advertised to us. Especially with the closing segment with Cody coming out and everything. So I will say, out of what we're doing right now, I guess you can make that a case.
Yeah. So I mean, I could see that. So, and I mean, I could see their argument too with it, because I mean, this was a really good triple threat match. It was a really good main event match, and I mean, the right person came out on top. Like I have been saying it for the past week or so.
Yeah,
Seth Rollins should win this match, and guess what? He did win this match by getting help from Paul Heyman. Just the storytelling alone in this match, from an in-ring perspective of like Seth and Roman constantly going after each other, CM Punk being the like interfering monster through it all, and even Seth like constantly playing on Roman's hatred for him, like. Constantly, like there was that point where he went to Roman and just like, "Hey, we need to take out CM Punk right now. We need to do this," and like kind of trying to do a shield bomb thing, which ended up backfiring. Which I'm gonna say this now. Well, during our stream, and you can go to it during this part. I believe it was this part. It's after Roman does the power bomb on Seth through the table, and he throws Seth back into the ring. He does his little super spear thing, and when Seth kicks out of that, if you look in the back, Paul Heyman kind of smirked a little bit, and I caught it. I saw that shit. I was just like, "Yo, you smirked," and like, I part of me was just like, I'm hoping I'm not like seeing something into that, looking too much into it, but not. Yeah. He fucking smirked. He almost gave it away that he was gonna turn on them, but like, just everything in this match was just really good. That the moment where they each hit their finisher on each other and they're all just like laying on there on the mat, it was just really good, man. Just good in-ring storytelling throughout the whole time here. But Vash, we watched this live with everybody in the chat. Having a chance to kind of sit on it, how do you feel about this main event?
I was talking to my girl. My girl fell asleep. I was telling her about her, just seeing her face just like glow, but also just be like, wow, so much happened. The way I was talking about it, I felt like I was telling a script. I felt like I was telling a story. Like, I was literally telling, like, hey, from season 21, the year of 2014, this happened. But then in year 2023, in season 35, this happened. And it's just showing like, hey, this is a television, and they're always retelling in the video package the story, what happened, why Paul Heyman did what he did. But it's because, like we said it during our reaction, Seth is a visionary who is manipulating, but not really in like, hey, I'm gonna brainwash you, but like, I'm telling you what it is, but I'm guiding you in my own way so you could do me a favor or you work for me in the way I'm telling you the story. And Paul did it, but I love what Michael Cole asked. How long has this been going on? Because that is the biggest question out of this. Because I said months ago, like, imagine if Seth and Paul are working together. But then I never really thought after, like, shit, if they actually do, how long have they been working together? Once we got that question, I was like, fuck. That is a good question, because are we going to see something tomorrow? Like Walker said at the end of the stream, stay tuned. There's maybe connecting to Seth tomorrow when it comes to Cody's story, because who helped Cody last year? Seth. Can this be something connecting to tomorrow?
Okay, so
and The Rock, and I just love how all this brought up. So as the way as story continues to go, like I said it to Wifey, like me telling you guys, all the expression, like just having this sit down, does it make the whole night one like a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, all-star amazing? No, but does make the main event worth it. Why CM Punk, Seth, and Roman held this, and why it was one of the best choices for the main event. I'm like, one, I'm glad for CM Punk to get his moment, and Roman, I feel bad for you, my boy, because you keep getting betrayed by every single person behind you, cheering, don't sag. It's like, bro, hopefully whoever you trust next don't betray you. That's all I got as my overall drop. I know you was trying to chime in. Talk to me.
So I'm going to put out this first. So just to go off topic a little bit, we did a lot of clips tonight for you guys, and we had a lot of fun. And I had a lot of fun editing them, just like Vash did. So what I'm going to let you two know as well is when it comes to certain key moments throughout our show, right where our time codes are on our document, I'm going to put a time code for the vertical so I can go back that and insert these conversations, because we have so many conversations that unfortunately don't always get out there, and I really would love to see how other people feel when it comes to our thoughts, because when I did this thing to you, not only did I do that to agree with you, I feel like that would be a very fun conversation for us to put out there to see how the audience feels as well. So before we get into that, just to get my quick thoughts. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I feel like that'd be pretty fun to do.
No, yeah, that's fine.
I honestly, like, I was in legit tears just looking. I'll put it when the time comes. But
Mhm.
I was like in legit tears just watching the CM Punk entrance, just showing how
Yeah.
far he's come ever since the very beginning, because I still remember the early stages with CM Punk, like the way he came in, and you know how he was all straight edge, how he had like the long beard, the long hair, just basically following his journey. Like obviously I wasn't all the way there like the indie days, but I was there to catch it when it was really starting to kick off from where it was when I was a little kid. And
Mhm.
just seeing how everything come together in that big tribute video, it really made me, I kid you not, it really made me want him to win just off of that
Yeah.
video package alone. And I still obviously of course was falling in line with our predictions we had, but I couldn't help but want him to win because that hit me in the feels. Like when Walken comes on here and he's like, I really want to go with my heart when it comes to a lot of things.
Mhm.
That's how I felt. Like I can't begin to tell you how much emotion I felt from a video package. Like it's different when you combine a whole bunch of promo segments together just to really hype up the video package. But that literally felt like just watching him come from the womb and looking at where he is now. Like that's how hard it hit. And the fact a mirror image of his younger self to his older self, that is just fucking it was WWE hands down always does the best thing when it comes to like those emotional video packages. Just wanted to put that out there because that really hit home for me. And this match itself,
yeah.
I mean, it did its job. It definitely delivered. I did have nitpicks about it at first when the reports originally coming out because I didn't really like the whole theme you were having with a lot of these multi-man matches and everything. But obviously, you know, over time, seeing how everything played out, obviously I was sold on it. And it did its job. It made you ask a lot of questions coming out of the show. It just really put you on another level. Like it's just one of those events where it's like it pulls you in there when you're not physically there. Like I had a friend that was actually there that I talked to on another server of mine on Discord. He was literally there
Yeah.
experiencing history. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's like you're not just going there to see a show, you're going there to witness history in front of your own two eyes with 60,000 people. Like that's going to be a moment he's going to carry with him for the rest of his life, knowing how he witnessed what happens tonight. And that's the greatest thing about wrestling. Seth Rollins, fantastic. Roman Reigns, fantastic. CM Punk, fantastic. Besides all the spots and just everything within itself, like these men just created magic with each other, and I just loved every second of it. Like this the triple finisher spot with the spear, with the curb stomp, with the GTS, having Punk and Seth go out in the crowd, having Roman powerbomb and destroy both of the announce tables, which we could finally see can actually fucking break, and just seeing Paul Heyman's like mannerisms throughout the match itself, where it's like, okay, when is something gonna happen? Because we know he's there for a reason. We see him grab a chair, align it with Punk, hit him in the nuts, do the same thing to Roman, hit him in the nuts, and then just pretty much have Seth like deliver the kill shot like Eminem did on MGK years ago, just
Yeah.
hitting the kill shot on
Yeah.
both of them and out. Pretty much, what's that famous saying? Like hit two birds with one stone. That's essentially
Yeah.
kill two birds with one stone. I think that's how it goes. That's essentially like what he did right there. He's like, fuck with this guy, fuck with this guy. This guy has legit reasoning behind what he's saying, and it was
Yeah.
just so good. Which
Like
I
that's
oh no, you could go.
I was just gonna say that's the beauty of like this Paul Heyman turn. It's like he was forced to choose between Punk and Reigns because of Punk. Reigns, you know, basically abandoned him after WrestleMania last year. Like when Seth was on Raw telling Paul Heyman that stuff, Paul was listening. He understood all that. So
Yeah.
but I mean, I think that their alliance even started before all that. But you know, we could talk about
Oh, yeah.
that at another time. But like even Reigns,
yeah.
not Rollins, even Rollins, like at the end of the match,
Yeah.
literally telling Paul, "Yeah, I told you." Which because like again, you could go back to our stream with this part when Paul was like pointing at Rollins and being like, "Oh look, he's same spot as Shield, same spot as the Shield." I immediately, that was the moment I was like, "Yep, Paul's turning on Roman. He's gonna hit him in the dick, and we're gonna get Paul aligning with Rollins because like he led him to all of that, and that's just beautiful storytelling. Because like even before then, it's like Paul with the chair choosing Punk over that. Still, again, it's Paul manipulating Roman, which is what Paul does best. Paul is a snake. He is one of the biggest heel managers that you could have. So this whole thing about him being beloved after, last year's WrestleMania, going into the Hall of Fame and like all the stuff that Solo did and all that, like, yeah, great little face run with him, but Paul Heyman is the best when he is a heel. And I mean, so is Seth too. But see, here's the kicker with it. Seth is right in all of this. Like he is the one that has been constantly trying to say, hey, Punk isn't here for the right reasons. Yeah, he came back for the money, not you guys, for the money. Punk literally said that. He literally said that on one of his first promos back in WWE. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. That is what CM Punk is here to do. And the whole stuff with Roman. Again, Roman has not changed. His character has not developed since coming back. All he wants is to be back on top, and he will take out anybody in his way to do it. And part of that is kind of ignoring Paul Heyman. So now Roman truly has to stand on his own. Out of the bloodline tonight, out of everybody in that family, he was the only person to have lost. Jey won a title. Jacob Fatu won a title. Both of them walked out with gold. Both of them walked out on top in their matches, and yet the one who calls himself the tribal chief walked out not only with the loss, but now has to walk back by himself. He has no wise man. He has no tribe. The things that freaking Cody Rhodes were saying about Roman, it's just like, what is a tribal chief without a tribe? What is he without his wise man? What is Roman Reigns by himself? And we're finally going to figure that out. And that's what I love about how like WWE, instead of like immediately ending their shows, they do this like kind of transition thing where it's like they still like after they fade to black from like the main show before the post show starts and the press conference and all that, they still show some of the ring stuff, and you see like, and there's a moment where like Punk looks at Roman like, oh shit, dude. We were both played, and like even though Roman's back was turned to him, you still kind of get that look from Punk. It's just like, yeah, you guys were both screwed out of this, and Roman's realizing that too. It's just like, damn, I was really punked out from my wise man here.
So if I may add to this, because it brings it to the point how they ended the stream, they ended the show of WrestleMania 41. When Seth was done with the runway. But then the transition to Fade Black, to Roman, start walking out. Like you said, he looked at CM Punk and everything. His music came out. Once Roman reached the ramp and done, it was Seth. It was CM Punk. He started to do his walk away, go up the ramp, and do his walk. So I just love how after CM Punk did his walk, that's when they transitioned back to Joe and waiting to do more commentary. So it just showed that it felt like they're telling us like an actual type of cinema story, that once we have our main character ending the show, we have the side characters now that was part of that and walk off. It felt like the theater. It's kind of like the last person to take the bow. It's like that. It's like the one is first is Seth, and then Roman, and then CM Punk, and the show. And that to me is beautiful storytelling, and that's what adds very perfectly about it.
I really enjoyed that, because it goes to show like the whole aftermath thing where it's like, oh okay, we're just gonna black out and then find out next week or that following Monday or Friday. Like I like how it falls in line with we're seeing how they feel in the moment, actually taking it in. Because there's some people out there looking at it where it's like, okay, why the fuck are we paying attention to just blank faces to them. But to us, it's like, okay, we gotta look at what's going on here. We have Roman here in the moment where he's like, okay, my wise man betrayed me. But not only did he betray me, he also betrayed Punk. But not also did he betray Punk, he aligned himself with somebody that I hate.
You hate.
And then you look at the same thing with Punk, where Punk's like, vice versa. And then he's like, oh, he's aligning with Seth. Like, what's the meaning behind that? So then it starts to make you question in the back of your head. Because we were thinking before, like, oh, are they gonna cancel each other out, and then this is going to turn into a match with Roman and Punk? But now it's starting to make me think, like, are they gonna be on equal footing now, based on what happened here? Because if you look at it from a realistic point of view, why should they butt heads? Because Paul Heyman was the one that did the damage, so why should they butt heads and start fighting each other? Their main goal should be what's currently going on with Seth Rollins right now and Paul Heyman, which honestly brings me into the next topic I want to talk about, which would be pretty cool to see how you guys feel about it online too. What's next when it comes to Seth Rollins aligning Seth Rollins aligning with Paul Heyman? Because you got to think about all the possibilities that could come out of it. Because we were skeptical about it at first, because we were like, Seth Rollins has been down this route before. He aligned with Triple H and Randy and all of them all those years ago. And people are saying, well, Seth doesn't really need it, which I could understand that argument. But the way you look at it, it's like, how could this really elevate the company when it comes to their next big story? Because Bloodline, when it comes to stories alone, has been the biggest story for years now. But there's not really a Bloodline-centered story now. You don't see a whole bunch of Samoans coming out of the woods and just we're having this big storyline carry out post-Mania, summer, fall. Now it makes me really curious to see, is this going to fall in line with tomorrow's Night 2 main event, kind of like how they did last year with the Night 1 main event carried into Night 2 to tell a story between both of them? Because that's one thing I did notice last year, where people actually liked that new concept they were doing, where it's not just Night 1, whole bunch of matches, Night 2, whole bunch of matches, that's it, see you guys on Monday and Friday. Like, they're actually using a night to tell another story in Night 2, which I want to give it to you, Watkins. Like, how you feel about that?
So, like, this kind of, I mean, we were talking about this, I think, either last night or during our prediction show, about this whole idea of, like, Seth, turning heel, aligning with Heyman, and, like, this whole possible Rock thing. And I think it was us talking about it, or maybe it was a tweet or something I heard from somebody.
Yeah.
But it's this idea that, like, The Rock could actually turn on Cena and be like, okay, well, you know what, Seth, go out and take all this and all that, like, take the title and all that, or, again, another heist of the century right there. So it could be something like that, where we get that whole thing with it. Or, I mean, the other option too, we just got a big babyface get another world title tonight in Jey Uso. So a big program for him could be against a heel Rollins. And if they're actually, like, because that's the thing, I like that you brought up the fact that there really isn't, like, a unified bloodline right now. I mean, there's the whole, like, Temu bloodline with, Solo and Jacob Fatu, but they're even, like kind of on the rocks right now. But so it's like, okay, well, what does The Rock do if he doesn't have the bloodline to be his faction? Well, it's not this isn't, like, the first time we've had kind of like a group like this, but it could be something very corporation-esque, where it's like, okay, you know what? Because that's the other thing. When you listen to some of the stuff that Seth was talking about in his promos, this triple threat match was to see who would be the one to carry the company into the future, and who would be the one to show them, like, to lead everybody into
his vision,
promised land.
Yeah.
His vision, exactly, if you will.
You wanna?
And who also is kind of along those lines. Like that's partially why John joined up with The Rock, was to kind of keep that idea going. Like, okay, I need to win 17 and all that, but like I'm gonna take it away. The legacy is all there and gone. I don't know that. Like, I think there is gonna be something that ties this in with tomorrow's main event. I think
I'm gonna throw you another bone right now. So
yeah,
let's go back to what John's promo segment was with Cody on Raw when they had that first back and forth. Remember when John said, "I don't bury talent, I bury mediocrity." I have a tongue tie. Mediocrity, whatever. You could,
yeah.
You guys can make fun of me. What is Jey Uso? It's falling in line with the Cody Rhodes thing now.
Yep.
Who could he send to stop that? Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm. See, like there's just this whole big story that can go on with like almost a new corporation kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Or authority, blah, blah, blah. But like, I don't call it authority. Don't do that. No, don't do that at all. PTSD a lot of people.
Yeah, because
look,
one last thing, like, so to let you go, just so it doesn't feel like out of place later. You look at what John said to Cody about the theme song and the catchphrase and all that. You could apply that same logic to Jey Uso as well, on top of what I said before.
Yep.
You're just a catchphrase, Jey. Yee, yee, yee. You're just an entrance. Yee, yee, yee. All of that. You can't do as much as me when it comes to being something that can make the company successful. Yee, yee, yee. Like, all of that just makes so much sense if you think about it now. But go on, man. Just wanted to say that.
That to me is a beautiful part of the storytelling, because a lot of people have been complaining about Triple H. He has flaws in his booking, 100%.
Yes,
it's not perfect, but at least his batting average is higher than most. And one thing I'll say, when he first get into office, like Drop brought earlier, it was last year, the full Triple H regime, when he went in the Hall of Fame, when Paul Heyman spoke to him, when he pointed at him, we're in the Triple H regime, we're in the Triple H era. There's promoted about that. Cody, like Drop said, we're in our second year into that. We're in a full year coming in and about to enter another year. Long-term storytelling is what Triple H has always been saying. Like Drop said, what we repeated from night one will continue to night two, and that to me the best way. A lot of people will be upset. The story from here, it didn't compare to now. Now we have from earlier today, Triple H got acquisition from WWE. We're going to get more storytelling about luchadors. We have that coming up soon. Things will be speeding up with a lot of things going on. Seth, tomorrow, also Seth being part of the corporation, I want to add, is that he's also in Hollywood. It works. Everything that's being said is best for business. Everything has a connection. So for the future of the storytelling for Seth, I'm very excited for tomorrow, because Seth is also the one that helped out Cody Rhodes from last year. So that's also a big question too. How much is Cody going to be watching? Are we going to see some comment about that tomorrow? Is there going to be some type of social media? Who knows?
Yeah. And who knows if because here's the other thing to kind of take away from this too. Roman ate the pin, not CM Punk. So CM Punk still has not been pinned by, many people in WWE since his return, but especially with like this whole thing with like Seth and all that, because like Seth still needs to beat CM Punk, because that's the other caveat that came with this triple threat match. Because like even if Punk was the one to take the pinfall or the submission from this match, he could still pull out the card of like, okay, well, it was technically a triple threat, so you guys are probably kind of proving my point right, that you can't beat me without the other one's help. So there's that caveat too. It's like there's still something we could go down the road of like Punk and Seth, because Seth's gonna do whatever he can to get one over on Punk, no matter what it takes. And again, like I said, I think this was during the predictions video too. This isn't the first time Seth has kind of done a 180 against people that he was just feuding with to get more power. Again, look at how the Shield broke up. and around that time period, who they were feuding with. Hell, they had just got done with like I forgot what the actual stipulation was, but it was basically like an Extreme Rules like 6-man tag match.
Yeah.
Against Triple H, Randy Orton, and Batista. And then who does Rollins team up with after betraying the Shield? The freaking Authority. Freaking Randy Orton and Triple H. Batista, no, because he quit after that because people hated him and everything. But yeah, I mean, just again, the in-ring storytelling that we were getting here, like each man just having just this vicious nature towards each other. This moment where like we see Seth and Punk kind of staring each other down from a ways and all that. Like Roman at first not really listening to Seth at all, and like going back on him being like, "Oh, we need to get CM Punk. Yeah, we need to freaking do a Shield powerbomb. Yeah." And I'm glad that Roman.
I was ready for that. I was so ready.
So glad that Roman didn't do anything with Seth like that. Like, even though he was conflicted a little bit, which I get, but
he was ready for it. He was ready. He was about to get into it. He was like, "Let's do it. Get him up." And I was like, "Oh my God, it's about to happen." I was about to happen. They knew how to tease us. They knew how to get us, reel us in, and snatch us before we could actually capture.
All right, good. Yeah. Oh man, it was a really good main event, I thought.
Look,
and just
my last thoughts about this match is I'm happy for the main event for CM Punk and Seth and Roman. This was a good pleasure to watch as a sidecast, react to it, watch it, experience it, to talk about with you guys, see what the fans are saying, even if they're saying that the main event carry or not. We'll talk more about the events throughout the show here, Tom, because we'll always be provided. But I love how in this new era, like Drop said earlier, the stories are intertwining with one another. It will follow from the next day to the next day to the next week to the next week and from years to come. So I can't wait to be on this journey, on this new era where stories are connecting from past years. A lot of video packages being shown from a lot of cross promotions being want to reference from somebody growth from back then to now. All this to see the growth of these three gentlemen and put it as main event. Can't wait to see where Seth goes, and I'm excited for it because where does it connect for tomorrow?
Yeah,
exactly. Like where do we go?
Oh, dude.
Here? And
I just realized, you know how I said the stars are aligning with Roman and Punk and how they don't really need to butt heads. What if the end games? This is how we get to Roman and Rock too.
See, that's what I keep saying. That's what I keep saying. This all has to do with Roman versus Rock.
Oh,
this is
part of that idea I was going to say too. Oh, I just thought. So
I'm so
the other thing I was going
to say
is that the bloodline aspect. I love how that the bloodline is not front of us because, for example, with today's show, we have Fatu, there's a one werewolf, Jey Uso, and Roman still be in WrestleMania. Like they're main eventing to some capacity in WrestleMania. We also have The Rock. Right now, he's supposed to be in Hawaii. We have John Cena representing him and everything. We're going to find out if there's more story about it tomorrow. But just to see that the Bloodline story is not like how it's been for the past 4 years, but it still is connected to some branches within other stories. And that's what I like about it, where long-term story booking, but with the bloodline, but it's not so front in your face like with the Ula Fala and having like who's the tribal chief. Now it's more like Roman's part of their, Fatu's part of their, Jay's part here. We might have all this connecting to what Drop just said, The Rock, because this all started when he became the final boss last year. We still have been having that dream match that people have been asking for, Roman versus The Rock. So that's a good point.
Well, and see, that's why I brought up the whole idea of like this corporation thing, because it's like, okay, Rock doesn't have to do anything with the bloodline. That was their own little thing. His idea is more of, I'm going to do what's, again, to quote the Authority again, what's best for business. And what's best for business is best for The Rock. And whatever The Rock wants, The Rock will get. And if he wants somebody like John Cena as WWE champion, he'll make sure he gets it. If he wants somebody to like make sure that Roman doesn't get any sort of chance to get any title ever again.
Yeah.
Let me recruit Seth Rollins. And like, see, this is what's great about having Paul Heyman involved in this.
Yeah.
Because like even if Rock isn't there every week, Paul Heyman is the liaison from The Rock to us. So he's the mouthpiece for that. He's the one that can help kind of carry The Rock's portion of all this.
Yeah.
Because he could easily just pull out a phone that has Rock right on the back and be like, call The Rock. And it's like, boom, there you go. There's his involvement right there.
I keep thinking of more stuff. This is how we could build this is how we can build new stars too. This is how we could potentially get to a logical War Games match later in the year. You got both of the championships being held hostage by John Cena and Seth Rollins.
Yep.
Like, I'm not saying it. We don't know how it's going to be structured. Maybe Drew falls in line down the road. Because you remember how
maybe
Drew was
he's right in two.
Drew was looking at Seth. Dude, what would it be? Like, thinking about it, what is it like? Trying to think about it. It's I highly doubt Rock's in the War Games match. What is it? John, Rollins, Drew. I don't think Travis Scott's gonna be in it. What is it? Is it? I can't. Maybe two other people that coming together, but I could think of like Cody, Roman, Punk, Jay. I don't know who else, unless I'm forgetting somebody.
You can maybe throw Jimmy in there. I mean, if they're doing a corporate thing, I'm trying to think of who would fit the if he wasn't getting his neck worked on, I would have thrown Kevin Owens in that.
Oh yeah.
I would have Kevin Owens easily.
KO would have been a great one. Yes, KO.
Now that I think about it, that probably would be the other guy. Oh yeah,
Randy.
Fuck yeah, Randy. KO then Randy.
Like, I have to look at the card, like the roster and all that for, but like, yeah, I mean, there's people that align with this mentality and everything. I mean, it works, it fits really well. Like there's so many avenues, and see, this is what makes this main event so good. There's so many avenues we can go down. There's so many like storyline plot threads we can go through, and we also know that with these people involved, the match quality is going to be pretty dang good. And I mean, say what you want about Damian Priest. He's kind of involved with Drew right now.
Yeah.
Who says we can't throw him in some of this? Like, that'll help boost him up. You know, he is a main event star.
Yeah.
Just saying, just throwing that out. You know, because anything that can benefit him and anybody else involved should be done. You know, and it could be done. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I was about to throw Carmelo Hayes, but maybe let him cook a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then maybe,
I don't know how. That's more like a sink or swim right there. Like shit, that's a lot for him.
That's just
crazy. I
mean,
I feel like he would swim, but yeah.
It's just crazy to think about. Like, for all we know, this could just not fucking happen, but it's the fact that it's there.
I mean, yeah.
And the money's on the table, and they could run with it if they want to. I'm all for it, because
yeah, just the possibilities are limitless.
I'm happy with this. I like this.
Same here, man. It's really good television. That's what it is, and that's why we watch WWE, because it is that cinema, as they like to say, and all that. Like, it's just good. It's some of that good shit, as a certain older piece of crap would say.
Sammy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh shit.
Oh my god. When Sammy comes back, that would be crazy.
Oh man,
we cooked.
Sammy came back. Yeah.
Weebs of the Ring.
So many possibilities. Weebs
of the Ring trademark.
Right there.
Yep. We cook the meals. But yeah, you know what? Let's move on. We could sit here for hours speculating and all that stuff. We got other matches to talk about, other things to kind of speculate and chat about. We're gonna move on to one that might be divisive with a few people, and one that after sitting through, I think I get a lot of the criticisms from.
Yes.
So our women's WWE title was on the line. Tiffany Stratton taking on Charlotte Flair. Thank Christ Almighty! I am so glad that it's Easter weekend, because much like as the Lord has risen from the dead, Tiffany Stratton was able to rise above Charlotte Flair, and the fact that I just I just compared Tiffany to Jesus Christ. Yeah. I'm just like, don't strike me down, please.
Yeah, she didn't.
But
he didn't get the Sephiroth treatment tonight.
She didn't, and she also didn't get the Aerith treatment. And if you know, you know. I'm glad she went over. Exactly. See, Chop knows everybody. Go play Final Fantasy VII, everybody. Anyway, that's beside the point. I've seen a lot of, because I did a bit of scrolling through Twitter before we went on, as we were kind of like decompressing from the stream and all that. And a lot of people are saying that this was very clunky at parts, where like both women weren't really communicating with each other well in the ring. There's a moment, like, first of all, Tiffany got a nice little noggin like dent on her head, so that was cool to see. Yep. Certain camera angles made it look like she lost a tooth, which I guess she didn't, apparently. Either that or she went to go see a certain DMD that was in town. Maybe that happened. I don't know. But yeah, again, a lot of people are saying that this match was very clunky. They weren't having the best chemistry and all that. And like, kind of thinking back more on it, again, I could see that. Like, on one hand, I'm like, okay, this is the Charlotte that I know can perform well. Like, she was pulling out some pretty cool things. Like, I don't remember the last time I saw her do like a middle rope or top rope natural selection to somebody. I just don't remember that. I mean, say what you want, how it actually like looked and turned out and all that. Do what?
I don't recall that either.
Yeah. So it's like, that was something innovative at least. But I mean, then you kind of look at the move itself and the execution of it, and I could see where people would be like, okay, you know what, this is clunky, this is weird. Yeah, I mean, I think, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's like the weakest match of the night, but
definitely not.
No,
I wouldn't blame people for saying that, if that makes sense. Like, I could see why they would feel that way, why people would feel that way. But I mean, I thought it was fine despite all that. I mean, I'm just glad WWE didn't take my triple dog dare and have Charlotte go over, because this would be a whole different conversation we'd be having tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But go ahead and talk to me, guys. Vash, how did you process this throughout our stream? Because me and you were sweating. We were on edge a little bit. Like, I was quiet most of this match because I feel bad saying this, and I said this on stream too. I feel bad that the thought in my mind was just get to the finish, because I that was all I really cared about with this. It's just like, yeah, you know, the in-ring stuff, I would love to see some cool things, but I really just wanted them to get to the finish, because I wanted to know if they were going to have the balls to have Charlotte go over here. Like, that was all I really cared about, and I just wanted it to get to the finish. But yeah, Vash, what do you think of everything after having some time to kind of sit on it and reflect on this match?
Look, I will tell you this, Chad. And I know a whole year of doing content. I don't do a lot of sidecasts, so I do a lot of anime reactions. For those that don't know, you know, Anime Studio, we do a lot of anime reactions, Fire Force, One Piece, and everything. But sometimes when you read the source material, you know what's gonna happen. Sometimes you don't, so you get a little excited and everything. But I give you that context, because in a long time, it's been a long time that a product or source material makes my heart beat fast, and I feel like I'm having a panic attack during the show, during the stream. And when you're streaming with your co-host, and when you see him crash out before for technology, but this time, if we both crash out, when it's not technology, and when it's for a different result for a result we don't want. I didn't want to happen. I just was like, I wonder how would that look like. So my heart was like, what would happen? What would happen? What would happen? To actually see the prediction that I gave and kept so fucking optimistic, because during the show there's so many clips or times that you can literally go watch where me and Walkers were like, oh, oh, thank God. Oh,
thank God.
Oh, thank God. Oh, fucking shit, thank God. And I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna just have a panic attack, just a heart attack, just watching this. And I can't. Drop was watching the show with his family, and there's a few times he came on stream, and I was just waiting to see his reaction thoughts too, because he was writing throughout the whole stream. That was the only match that he was actually just writing back to us, because all three of us was suffering eternally, and I felt that. That was the most anxiety of all the matches I was having, because in the match with Seth Rollins and everything, I kind of had a feeling what we were going and everything, predicting. I didn't mind any outcome. I just wanted the story. With this Tiffany, thank you. You know, I'm here for Tiffany time. I support you, girl. We won. The only actual nitpick I had, other than I agree 100% with Watkins, the match overall was super fucking clunky. I knew I was going crazy because I was asking Watkins during the stream, but I knew that I shouldn't have asked because he was also still trying to process this. But me, I'm like, yo, is it me? I'm going crazy. Like, this match is clunky. But then when I went on Twitter, I saw Santi and a few other people saying the same thing. Like, all right, cool. I'm glad I'm the only one. Like, it seemed like a few people saw what I saw. But thank God Tiffany fucking won. I didn't crash out. I didn't break anything. My heart didn't give me, too much anxiety, but we lived through it. It was one crazy experience to go with you with this Watkins and Drop, to have a type of Charlotte that we thought we were gonna get, we didn't. I'm more curious to now what's gonna happen next for her. But Drop, you was there with us in spirit. You was there with us suffering, going through it as well. How did you feel? Talk to us.
As soon as the match started, I felt anxiety right away. I even let my mother know when I was watching this. I was like, Mom, I'm starting to get the anxiety. And it's not the anxiety where I'm like worried about something happening in like my life. It's basically one of those situations where I had a feeling things were going to head south, because it's really hard to bet against Charlotte Flair just based on the things that we've been seeing over the years. And I was just waiting to see the exact opposite happened in this match tonight, just because of how the build was. It almost made me feel away, since there really wasn't as much effort into the build when it comes to like a lot of things being played out compared to other builds. I thought it was just like a walk in the park, where it's like, yeah, we're not going to take as much time with this because we already know what we're doing. But then I had an epiphany when I was watching, a Tiffany epiphany of my own, where I was like, I noticed something tonight. We've had title changes for a lot of these matches, and this was the only title change that we didn't have yet at the moment, of course, because you had Jey win his, you had the New Day win the tag titles, and then you had Jacob Fatu win the US title. So I was gonna think, is it gonna be a clean sweep, or is we're gonna have things at a halt now? So then I started feeling that little spark in me, because logically, to me, it felt like you can't do that. It can't just be a clean sweep throughout the entire Mania card, or at least for this night. So now I was given a little hope. But I was just so, like, I was just, like, so persuaded that Charlotte was going to come out on top in this match. And keep in mind, I'm not hating on her or anything. It's just the creative makes you, like, really feel like you're going to get slapped across the face with a pan, like it's some Conqueror's Bad Fur Day kind of shit, where you have the fucking squirrel going around hitting people in the game with the fucking frying pan. And I was like, oh my God, like, what's going to happen? And then I looked at Tiffany, where I was like, okay, you're working on the leg good, because that's her submission. That's her finisher. If she has a weakened leg, she's not going to be able to tighten a grip enough to have you actually tap out there. So I was like, okay, that's smart thinking. and then she was thinking like very good throughout the match. It's like, okay, I can't get into this position, I can't get into that position. And then you had some spots where Charlotte was working on the leg, which again, she's a veteran. You should do that if you want to execute your finisher. Put end to the match. That's logically what you're supposed to do. That's logic for any wrestler. So it's like I understand like what they were doing throughout the match, but I was so scared. And then we got those near falls, and I was watching the reaction when the guys were live reacting to the match itself, and it's up on TikTok. You should have checked that out, by the way. But it's like, even they had, like, I remember I saw Watkins kept jumping out of his seat. Thankfully, he was like standing up, because I could only imagine if like something crazy happened, and it's like the whole setup just like went poof.
It would have. That's why I put it on like multiple boxes to have everything up. I needed to stay up because this match alone gave a lot of people like us just some pure anxiety, because it's just like, there's no way you're gonna do this. There's no way you're gonna clip the wings of Tiffany Stratton this way.
Yeah, and then when I saw it, where we got to the result where Tiffany won, I felt like I was at peace. I was happy, and it was good that Charlotte was able to put her over to help elevate her to something for the future. And I have no problem coming out and saying that I was wrong for the way I was thinking when it comes to my overall thought process with the predictions, because I'm a man. I can admit when I'm wrong when it comes to certain predictions and stuff that I have based on our shows. And I am happy things went down in line with that. And again, it goes to show that can't label her as much as WWE kind of like nailed it in our brain, that you can't really label her as somebody who's trying to purposely put herself into situations just because she's Charlotte Flair and she's a Flair and all of that. So I can applaud that. The only
what I just realized?
What?
I just realized?
What?
Oh gosh. Because we were just talking about this with the last segment. You had brought up the whole Jey Uso thing.
Oh
God, what if Charlotte joins them? Bruh. Oh, we would get a woman part of it. We would get a woman part. Oh, bruh.
Actually,
because she came back and she lost a bit of her groove, so she needs something to up her.
I'll throw you another. I could even throw you another bone, and we're not even talking about this match until tomorrow. What if Becky becomes a part of it if she is Lyra's tag team partner? Because then she could say that Lyra is an entrance because of the woos. She's a clone of Becky. You could feed off of that. They have history already, and that could, again, like I said earlier, can help elevate new stars to actually make them feel important. So not only is this elevating the men's division, you could also do something in the women's division. And wouldn't it be pretty cool where you have two different storylines? It's the same storyline with the same people, but it's like grouped out in different sections. And obviously, because you would have whatever's going on with what we talked about earlier, but then you got Tiffany coming up, which she's being prompted up as like, Charlotte's rival. And then you got Lyra coming up, she's being prompted as Becky's rival and all of that. And it should be pretty cool. It's like, I was just talking about with my friend when we were doing the chats, like the old versus the new. That could be like the sort of like story we're telling, where it's like, we know how we want things run. We don't want you guys here. Yeah, you're making us money and everything, but that's not how we want our product to look. And that would be really cool to see. And I also was thinking about something else outside of this, just segue into like a little nitpick that I had. And again, this is just creative. I was not a fan of Charlotte coming out first. I mean, not first, Tiffany coming out first. Because throughout the rest of the night, everybody else that was a champion came out last. You had the War Raiders come out last. You had Gunther come out last. You had LA Knight come out last. Charlotte Flair
I hated it.
Came out last. Like, that didn't make any sense to me, because Charlotte could have still done what she did. If she was champion, that's different. Again, obviously. But with what we saw right there, with her Tiffany coming out first and then Charlotte does, like that it just didn't mix well with me. It's like, how come everybody else is following the regular thing, but then that happens? Because I expect tomorrow with John, you know, John's gonna have a big entrance to start off, but Cody's gonna come out last.
Yeah.
You can
Look,
Or at least he should.
I'll say this.
he
That's
should.
when my anxiety started. Like,
Yeah.
literally,
No, I don't
once
blame you.
once Tiffany came out. By the
Yeah.
way, Tiffany, your entrance was amazing too. You had the Barbie idea. I heard in the press conference,
Yeah.
girl, congrats for you. You tried to do it for NXT. I'm glad it didn't happen. As you said it yourself, that you did it for this one and it succeeded. It was a perfect time where the movie Barbie came out last year. And then with this year, you have people calling you Sabrina Carpenter as well, little twinsy. So for you to do this, it looked amazing. But then for you to come out first, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Because I stepped away. So I stepped away before any entrance came out. When I came back, I heard Tiffany. I'm like, did I miss Charlotte? And I'm like, I sat down, grabbed my headphones, and then I hear Rockers being mad, like, yo, why is Tiffany coming out first? I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You telling me that Tiffany came out first? What's going on? She's a champion. Like Drop said, Gunther came out. We had AOA Knight came out. The War Raiders. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? That's when my anxiety started. When I knew, like, okay, is this mean something? Like the Eagle, the Power Trip, the Flair, you know, the Flair status was going on. Because Waka's, you was also tripping too with me.
I was, and see, that's just the thing. It's just like a champion should always come out last, no matter what kind of match it is, unless it's like something like Elimination Chamber where they enter one of the pods early. That's fine, and honestly, I would probably give a pass to John Cena tomorrow.
Yeah,
only
that's
because this is his last year.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
that's
like,
fine.
but like anything else beyond those two things, it's just like, don't have your champions come out last.
Yeah.
Have them come out last. Like, have them be the ones to, like, because they are the big stars of that match. They are your program of the match. They are the ones that have to go in there and try to keep their title to themselves, you know, that, and it's something big for them to come out last like that, you know, and especially with Charlotte trying to do a Temu version of what LA Knight did tonight.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, oh, great, you got a car, awesome. No, what really ground my gears is the fact that Charlotte came out in pink, like almost the same exact pink as Tiffany, and it's just like, oh, come on. And Vash said it too on stream. He's just like, man, now it's gonna be hard to point them out. It's gonna be hard to tell each of them apart. And I'm just like, dude, it was a little easier because, you know, Tiffany's a little thicker than Charlotte, you know, in the best ways possible. But I mean, with the interaction too, like there were moments where like things did feel stiff. I could see like some arguments that could be made for some sandbagging, maybe. But I will also say, though, at least Charlotte was moving around a lot more than I had seen in the past. I mean, this was definitely her better match than she had with, like, Michin and BFAB. She at least seemed like she wanted to give a shit here.
The one thing I would say I'm disappointed is that I was expecting a Rhea versus Charlotte from 2 years ago in WrestleMania 39. I was expecting something like that for this year when it comes to Charlotte and Tiffany. Even though the result, thank you. Appreciate you. Two, I appreciate for Tiffany entrance. It sucks for the nitpick that she wasn't the last for more of the stardom, but I get it. Charlotte came back. She's ego. It may be connected to something tomorrow. Who knows where everything can lead up to? But the match was clunky. If I had to give a rating, I don't know what to give it to the top of my head, but it was definitely not something I will rewatch, not something that I will always check back. And also, it just felt like a sour taste that both of them had pink. Just one had like pink and royal blue, and one had pink and silver. So, but if you was one of the people that was watching it from afar, it looks like you can't really tell the difference. So that's one also little nitpick there.
I will admit, when I was watching the show, I did have that mindset at first because I was actually kind of confused. Where like when Charlotte did that power bomb, I was confused at first because of just how identical they looked based on like the camera angles and stuff. I thought Tiffany did it at first, but then I saw the
Yeah.
rewind and I was like, okay, it was Charlotte that did it. So I did have that same mindset as you when it came to like the identical thing, because I thought she was gonna come out in like blue or something. That's usually her forte anyway. So I thought that's what was gonna happen. I don't know if it was one of those things just to get under her skin because she was trying to attempt the prettiest moonsault. So I don't know if her attire was supposed to match that, because that's usually like a thing you see when a heel goes up against another. I don't know if I could really label her as a heel if I'm being perfectly honest. Doesn't really feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. I did have that same mindset as you, so I can definitely see where you're coming from. And I mean, honestly, I'm just happy that she won, because I love Tiffany. She has a lot of potential to grow into something, and
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the journey when it comes to seeing where someone was in the beginning and looking at where they are like 3 to 5 years from now, because then I could come back to this stream and I can look at our reflections on our thoughts on this match and be like, we were there when this happened. We were there to see her character evolve. And you know, another funny thing I was thinking about when you guys we were mentioning like who's coming in first, who's coming in last. I was thinking of something funny in my head. It's like when you're playing a video game and you're fighting a boss, the boss comes out last, and that the boss is essentially the champion. So it's like, because when I was playing, because I was playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, like the first part, we had Cloud and the gang approaching Sephiroth towards the end. You know, the whole party of Cloud showed up, and then Sephiroth had his big entrance. So that would be a weird feel where it's like Sephiroth's making this grand entrance, and then Cloud just comes in the motacycle and he's like, "What's up?" Or it's like Cynthia is the first person you fight in the Elite Four, then you get to tackle the other 4 people afterwards.
Yep,
like,
that's also a good point.
Nah, I'll save Cynthia for last, because there's a possibility my Pokemon will
actually
gain a couple levels.
Yeah, it's like forget playing all these games throughout the year. Let's do the Super Bowl in the first night.
It's like, what? Nanny? What? Okay.
I'm just glad Tiffany won, man. Bless my soul.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I think that again, that's the one thing about this match. I just wanted to see the finish, to see if they really were going to take my dare, because like, say what you want about the in-ring stuff with like some sandbagging or miscommunications and all that, but like, they still put on a pretty good match.
Yeah,
like there was still some good back and forth. Like there was a point where I thought Charlotte was going to lock in the figure 8, and that was going to be it. But Tiffany, I'm going to praise Tiffany's character with this, because she was very tenacious when it came to the one body part that she needed to target, and now it's Charlotte. And now people know where to hit Charlotte when she's trying to get that figure 8 locked in. It's that knee that's right there on the leg that kind of bends the leg a little bit on the opponent to make them hurt. Like, just go after the knee that literally has the big ass brace on it, and just wail on it. Just go after it, and that's gonna break in. That's gonna loosen that grip on the figure 8, and especially before she does the bridge. But even when she does the bridge, you can still wail on that knee. Just make it,
and that's what she did.
Like, she can't use it.
I'm so happy she didn't tap out. I was so scared she was going to, like, girl, don't tap out, don't do. I kept hitting my chest. I know I'm gonna have chest pain tomorrow. Going like just pounding off the excitement and everything. And I'm glad. Thank you, Tiffany, for that tapping out. You did it, girl. Oh, thank God.
Yeah. So again, I thought this was a good match. Where we go with this in the future, I mean, again, we could do the thing where Charlotte joins whatever this group might be from Rollins and Heyman and all that. That could be a thing. I think that could work very well. Or I just don't know, because again, it's like what we asked, or what we kept bringing up when Charlotte was coming back. That one promo that she had with Alexa Bliss. What is Charlotte without a title? What is she? You know, like, is she gonna end up trying to go for the mid-card titles now? Which, seriously, I mean, I feel like even though we complain a little bit about that, there's other competitors for that mid-card title. Don't think we really need somebody like Charlotte
Oh, I
Flair
hope
to
not. I
get
hope
one
not.
of those. And if she does, hopefully it's just for like a week or two, so that way she could lose it. But they at least can put it on paper, like, yeah, she was a part of this group and all this. Like, okay, fine, whatever. But I don't have anything else. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have anything else for
No.
this match. Like, I wish I did. I really do, but I get the criticism with I think that's just my main thing. Is just like I get the criticisms that people would have here.
Yeet. That's what I got.
Exactly. Yep. And that's also what Gunther ended up getting as he lost to Jey Uso. Big match to start with. And honestly, this might have been why, or partially why, the crowd was kind of dead most of the night.
Yeah.
You started off with Jey Uso versus Gunther. You started off with the Yeetmeister here, getting everybody all riled up in the Las Vegas.
Are you saying the whole crowd was premature?
In a way, yeah. In a way. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, I thought this match was pretty dang good.
It was.
Because again, the whole story here being like, okay, how can Jey overcome Gunther? Because you kind of got to justify that out of nowhere Royal Rumble win. Like, you can't just have him win the Royal Rumble and then lose at WrestleMania like that. Like, come on, nah, that would just be silly doing that. But yeah, I thought this match was pretty good. You know, Jay's still trying to get onto the offense a lot of times. Gunther just hitting him with the power moves, except for one power bomb that just looked like a toy kind of power bomb thing. I don't know. It looked bad, but I think the best part of this match, obviously, is part of the finish, or like throughout the match too. Jey was using some of Gunther's offense on him. Like, he did a power bomb, he did like a drop kick, like he does a splash obviously and all that, but like he did a huge lariat that knocked down Gunther. Gunther's ended matches with lariats before. So it's like Jey figured out the best way to beat Gunther is to just use Gunther's moves, and that's what won him the title. Like, and I saw a tweet about this too, because I thought this was Gunther's first tap out loss in WWE, but apparently he had one against freaking Ilya Dragunov, our Saiyan Prince, if you will, or at least my Saiyan Prince. Like,
Good choice.
the fact that Jey, yeah, and like the fact that Jey is in that exclusive of a group, like. It's an exclusive group already within an exclusive group, where it's like, yeah, I only beat Gunther, I made him tap out to his own sleeper hold.
Yeah.
You know, and like I saw a complaint too about this. It's like, oh, you know, I'm all for Jey winning, but it feels weird that Gunther lost to a submission from somebody who doesn't often use submissions. And I'm like, you know, I get that aspect of it. I understand that, but so it's wrestling. That's kind of what wrestling is.
Look,
Like, they'll do whatever they can. Plus, it's a basic submission. It's a sleeper hold.
I don't
Like,
get the
yeah.
aggression, the attitude that people at the timeline were saying, because look, all three of us here in the prediction of a 4-hour stream a couple of days ago, we said it. Jey Uso's winning. Main event is Yeet Mania. That was gonna happen for sure. Us three, we didn't say, you know, as much as we love Gunther here, he was not gonna win. You have the Royal Rumble winner. You have a 3-0 loss right now against Gunther. It makes sense that you're about to win. But when he finally won, Watkins brought it up during the stream. I was not paying attention. I just was enjoying the moment for this match. I was just here for the yeeting. But Watkins brought up that he's doing the movesets of Gunther. He is underestimating his opponent once again, like he has done for Sami Zayn, Jack Gable, and a few other opponents where he has come to loss or almost losing, scraping by a nail. Right now, this one, he didn't scrape by a nail. He lost and got pinned. But guess what? Chat. The timeline, y'all were fucking mad when he got pinned so fast. But did y'all see what just happened before he fucking got pinned? He got hit by 3, not just 1, not just 2, 3 Uso splash back to back with a spear and with the sleeper hold right after. So you're telling me that not anybody will be out of breath from 2 Uso splash to the stomach and 1 to the back and then a spear? And I believe another move happened, but I can't remember too much. But out of all that, get into sleeper, he was already out of breath. It's insane that what people said, and I just want to say, pay attention, because there's a lot more to that build-up. It wasn't just a 1, 2, 3 sleeper hold. There's a whole setup for that. But Drum,
Yeah.
I want to hear your thoughts as well, because we gave, me and Watkins gave our reaction. We gave, people could check out the excitement, the full authenticity. But you wasn't there with us. How did you feel about this first match? The Yeet Mania finally happened.
One thing's for sure, I can definitely see why Jay was drunk towards the end of that little post show. Because holy fuck, the amount of stairs he was walking down to get there.
Right.
Yeah.
I
he
really,
was stuttering.
Yeah, I really felt that.
There was
it's almost like one of those situations where it's like, oh, sorry, you can't use the elevator, take the stairs. Like, you remember that one part in Final Fantasy VII remake walk-ins where Barrett's all tired out because he's going a bunch of these fucking
my favorite part of that game, just him just but really quick before I get back to you, just really quick with the entrance part, there was a tweet from Drew McIntyre on Twitter. It was a clip, not a clip, it was a screenshot of Milhouse from The Simpsons, and he's just sitting at his desk all upset and all that, and it has the caption with it in it. It's we've been yeeting for 2 hours. I'm oh my gosh, even Drew knows this is going on a while, because again, Jay going through the crowd and all that, so I just thought it was funny.
I was laughing when me and Walker said oh, he dead came from the crowd this time. I said it I think last week or in one of our streams that imagine if it happens, and it did. But it was taking so long when this man was trying to go through the crowd. Everyone wanted to be up front of him. I felt bad for the security guard because he was trying to guide that shit. Move. I'm trying to do this shit. Why was I told to do this shit? And I'm come on, man. He's out of breath. He's going here yeeting and dancing this whole damn time.
Yeah.
I felt bad for him at the press conference because this man, I saw the tweet. This man should have been with Cody because everyone knows he has some libations.
Yeah, man. But it's just watching the whole moment itself, that was awesome. I was a little confused at first with the little advertisement they were doing for Fatal Fury, because I was completely caught off guard. So I was okay, what the fuck is this? I thought they were doing a little thing before Jay had his entrance, but I guess that was alluding to his entrance, so that caught me off guard a bit. But it's just jumping into the match itself. I mean, it's Watkins said, and he said it in the predictions, and he also said it when we found out about this taking place first. It's best to get the predictable match out of the way because everybody knew the outcome. So it's heading into this match, I didn't expect Jay to lose. In my opinion, if Jay lost, I would be pissed. Not because I want Jay to win. It would just be bad booking. It's you're looking at this being a road that Jay cannot walk on, and he's felled off the bridge 3 times. Doing it a 4th time with this whole story that you're trying to tell, these past couple weeks are really heated up and everything, he just loses. I think that would have been a stinker in my book. So it's because I've seen some people online oh my god, why did Gunther lose? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? It's it's telegraphed before the match even started. You knew the outcome. And it's even within the match itself, Jay was pushing himself to do a lot of things. He wasn't doing his traditional things that he normally does. When do you see Jey Uso doing power bombs all the time? When do you see Jey Uso pulling things that's not normally out of his arsenal? It's kind of you're having a sheriff against another sheriff. It's he pulls out the gun, but it's something you don't expect. And that's how it was with Jay. It's using it's basically Gunther getting a taste of his own medicine, where it's he's getting the power bomb, he's getting the Uso splashes, he had the kryptonite that pretty much defeated Jey a lot. And we even saw it throughout this build. And I do recall us even saying in the very beginning that it would be very poetic. I mean, I do recall us mentioning this. It would be very poetic if Jey applied this sleeper hold on Gunther, considering that this was the one thing that they made pretty apparent throughout this entire build between these guys. Even when they first started like having matches with each other, this has always been the one thing to really fuck up Jey. And now seeing that Jey's actually able to use that against Gunther, I feel like it makes the most sense in the world. So it's like when I see people online saying, "Oh, why did Gunther tap? Why did this? Why did that happen?" I mean, you know, you have Ilya Dragunov doing it to him before. I'm not saying Jey Uso's Ilya Dragunov, but it's like if you look at what they were telling you on television, I felt like it was pretty apparent he was going to pull that out anyway. And I don't think it hurts Gunther in any way. I don't think it makes Gunther look like a phony or anything. No. It just makes
because Gunther doesn't tap out like that.
Exactly. He doesn't normally tap out. He doesn't normally get put into situations like that. So it's like the way that they orchestrated this match tonight and the way that they told the story throughout the match, I felt like it made sense to end the match like that. People are like, oh, if it was a pin, I'd be okay. Sure, but it's like, why leave that out? Because it just feels very poetic to have the match end that way with something that Gunther isn't like accustomed to. And then it just gets you really excited to see what is next for Gunther's character when it comes to the evolution of him. Because I think that was one of the other things that I mentioned the other day that I'm the most excited about. Because I'm a fan of Gunther. I think he's great. He's always put on great matches and everything. So it's like, it makes you think, okay, what's Gunther going to do now? Like, is he on a roadblock himself? Does he need to rethink his whole game plan now when he's heading into matches? It just makes me excited to see, like, how Gunther is going to evolve his character moving forward, and we're actually going to humanize him a lot more outside of being, like, the big boss man who just pulls out the ultimates, 3 to 4 ultimates, like you're in a fighting game, you're getting a little charge meter. That's essentially what Gunther is. The Marvel versus Capcom game. Or always grabbing the smash ball. Or always hitting the fatality when there's an opening. That's essentially what Gunther is. You know, once he's ready to finish the match, bam, 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 bam. Using, like honestly, essentially what 2K does when they have that charged up finisher. You have more than one finisher charged up. That's essentially how Gunther is. So it just makes me interested to see how that's going to be following Monday with Gunther. But I thought this was a great moment. And one of the things about it, maybe some people out there don't think this was a great match, and that's fine. You're allowed to think that. But at the end of the day, WrestleMania, and it's always been like this for years, ever since the very beginning, ever since that time when Hulk Hogan body slammed Andre the Giant. Not saying it's at the same level, but basically what I'm trying to say here is WrestleMania has always been about big moments. And this was a big moment for Jey when it comes to him being in this position where he's worked his ass off to really get to this level. This is pretty much a cap on that, following the journey from being a tag teams wrestler to breaking out, being a part of the bloodline, turning on Roman, and then looking at this version of him. It was all about the moment. And I'm happy that we were able to witness that tonight.
Yeah, me too. And like I think one big thing too, because like, and it kind of ties into like the idea that you had brought up about the humanization of Gunther. Like there was a point where he was giving these like his very famous Gunther chops to Jey, and Jey started laughing. He started laughing at Gunther's face, and like it gave me
like evil laugh.
Yeah, and it gave me the idea of like, okay, you know what? In Jey's mind right now, he's come to the realization, it's just like, wait, these are the... Because this plays into what he said in his promo about not being afraid of Gunther anymore. Like, now he's experiencing these very fierce chops, this very fierce offense from Gunther. And he's realizing, wait, this is it? This is all you got? These are the famous Gunther chops, the one that leave people just red on their pale bodies, the ones that like can break skin, the ones that can knock the wind out of anybody who dares face them. These are the Gunther chops? All right, bet. All right. I got this now. Like, that was just a great storytelling beat in that aspect, and kind of reminded me what you were just talking about there when it comes to just this humanization of Gunther. Because it's like, yeah, ever since Gunther's beaten Randy Orton, he's had this stuff with like Damian Priest going on, where he was like second guessing himself. It kind of bled into that triple threat with him, Priest, and Finn. And then like this whole stuff with Jey too. Like, as cocky as he got throughout the build, it's like now you not only lost, but lost to a match that you're familiar with. Like, I don't know. It was just really good in-ring storytelling, I thought, and I thought just everything clicked with this. You know,
To me, I would like to add, on top of what you're saying, because to prove the point, the whole crowd arena screamed Yeet Mania. Even before and after you won the sleeper hold, we screamed the fans. I do want to say what Triple H has a certain point, not 100%, but the audience in the arena does matter, even if you choose not to listen to some of them. Like, we'll talk about a match that they didn't really care for, or I care for, I meant, two of them. And this match of Jey just proved to you that the fans, the audience, literally, we had 60,000 plus people literally yeeting for Jey in the best way, in the story for him. And I love what Triple H said during the press conference, that he can't wait to see what's next for Gunther in his character, and me as well. I believe Drop has been saying this for earlier last year, that we cannot wait to see the layers of Gunther once they peel more of how he is without a title. As we see from Roman, we see from Seth, CM Punk, these people that even without a title, they're such big main stars, even that could hold a main event without it, hold a story like Drew McIntyre, like CM Punk has for a bracelet for their feud. These men are being built up. Gunther, I never said I didn't like him. This man is great, but this man has versed other people that I love more. That's why I vote against him. But straight to the point, this man signed a contract, got a tour, well deserved. This man is going places, and I believe more for his character, and I'm excited for it. Tell me, Drop.
Yeah, cause you nailed it right there, because it makes me think about what we spoke about earlier and how this could transition to Gunther now. Because you guys remember the segment that Cody brought up last year, or WrestleMania 39, where it's like Jimmy's gonna leave you, Jay's gonna leave you, Solo's gonna leave you, Paul becomes an advocate again, which we saw earlier tonight, well, which we saw towards the end. That's essentially like what's going on with Gunther now. You've been a championship most of your time within WWE. Whenever you're involved with something, you're always an Intercontinental Champion, the NXT UK Champion, the World Heavyweight Champion. What are you now without the title? How are you going to prove that you're different than what you were before? How are you going to display yourself on television? There needs to be more than that, than just, I got the title, I'm the big dog now, I can do this, I can do that.
Yeah.
I can call the shots and who I want to fight. I have like I have all the ability to control whatever my heart desires. This is the best thing about it now, because now we can see a true evolution of Gunther. And I remember at first we were seeing little bits of that when it came to that loss that he had to Cody last year, where like Gunther felt like really down about himself, where it's like, oh, I don't know if I could really do this. But then he had that match with Priest and Finn Balor at the Saturday Night's Main Event, and then he started building that confidence again. Now looking back at it, even though I did criticize it at that time, I'm actually excited for it, because now I have a better understanding of exactly what they're doing. And I'm hoping that's the direction that we're heading into following, you know, Monday Night Raw and everything. Like, I don't want it to be one of those things where it's like, hey, Jay, I want my rematch or whatever. We've seen it enough. Let's see what you do next to elevate yourself even further. Because if you're getting all this special treatment when it comes to getting a new contract, getting more money, getting the tour bus and everything, that obviously means something. You have plans. If you're cresting a fucking bus out of all things, that means you're top shit right there.
And getting said bus, like, that's just the crazy part too. It's just like, it's not only just having the balls to even ask for it, but you even got it. apparently. Like, oh, the Gunther Express is running wild, folks, even though he doesn't have a title anymore. Like, I'm in the same boat. I'm looking forward to seeing where Gunther moves from here, how he progresses from here, because as great as of a guy he is, you gotta boost that character up a little bit, and that's what WWE is here for. Because that's the thing, when it comes to Gunther, the in-ring work is gonna be there. Like, he's always gonna perform very well in the ring. This is all just like the character aspect of it. Like, okay, the guy has a bit of growing to do when it comes to being a character and all that. But
yes,
oh my gosh, this is just good. I'm glad. I'm also glad too, because like this was probably the most predictable match. So I'm glad this did start the night and did start WrestleMania, because again, you got the most predictable match just done and out of the way. Now the rest of the night and the rest of tomorrow night are going to be fairly easy to watch when it comes to that aspect of it. Yeah, I don't have anything else to add, I guess. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to be challenging Jey first. How they're going to do that. But
that's the big question too. Because like I don't want it. Yeah, because obviously we spoke about we don't think it's logical to really have it be Gunther because we've seen it enough, and the next step for Gunther really is to obviously, like we spoke about, just evolve his character, do something a little bit different outside of a title picture. I'm thinking the end game Seth, but I don't know if they jump into that right away. That could potentially be like a SummerSlam thing. I could definitely see that being a SummerSlam thing where it's like you get that slow build to it. But I feel like Seth is definitely up there, and I do feel like Seth probably will come out on top and get that title back because he said many times again he's the one that made that title feel special. But I don't really know like who it could really be like moving forward. Is it I don't want to say Braun because I feel like if Breaker loses the title tomorrow, I feel like he would technically be in the main event picture, but I don't know if you want to jump to that right away because you kind of want to elevate him from that. And I don't know if with this potential storyline we discussed earlier, you really want to throw him a bone that quick, unless again Seth falls in line where he just wants to stop all these new people coming in and trying to run the gauntlet and everything. But I don't really know. Like I feel like once we get Jey coming on a Monday, we could get like a good idea because it's kind of hard to really speculate. And I believe something even came out earlier today about a bunch of returns coming. So we never know. There could be somebody that we don't know that's out or could be coming back or whatever that we're not thinking of, and maybe they fall in line with this or just something else. I don't really know. Like it's hard for me to really think about somebody right now who it could be.
I mean, I thought about Rusev at first, but I'm like, okay, how can we turn that? I mean, it could maybe be a difference of like the Redeemer character, but again, that's the thing with like bringing somebody in for all this. It's like, okay, how do we make them fit, especially when they used to be in the company, but now they're back. Not a lot of promo to like kind of bounce off of when it comes to like justifying them being part of it, but. Yeah, I mean, it could either be somebody that's young, somebody who hasn't been called up yet, or just somebody else in general. I don't know.
Taking on.
But yeah, but you know what? I'm glad Vash isn't here for this next one because the man, he tried to betray us. He tried to betray the podcast. He tried to betray his mascot of said podcast. How dare he try to go against the man Jacob Fatu? Because this, again, a good match between the two and all that. But yeah, LA Knight has dropped the U.S. title to Mr. Jacob Fatu with no help. No Solo was out there. Like, Solo started going down the entrance with him, but then he left him be. Like, this was a clean victory for Fatu. It was awesome. It was great because of that. And like, and I said this too on stream. I think these two have really good chemistry with each other.
Yeah.
Because they kind of fight in the similar aspect where like they're both brawlers. It's just okay. Jacob Fatu is more unpredictable when it comes to like his offense and the way he likes to attack people and all that. So like they at least have some sort of chemistry where it's like, okay, I have a little bit more brains than you, Braun, so I'm just gonna, try to make my way through this and all that. Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was a good match. I'm just really happy Jacob Fatu won this because again, I love LA Knight. He's one of my boys and all that, but it's just this was the night that you had to lose, so that way hopefully you get boosted up to the next level. But yeah, what'd you think of this U.S. title match? Like, not too. I mean, I guess the biggest story implication is if not Roman, if Solo like starts getting pissy about Jacob Fatu having a title and not being able to grab one of his own, like that would be some shit to get down and all that. But yeah, what do you think of this match?
So jumping into this match itself, I liked the LA Knight entrance. Like I said in the chat, I thought it gave him a lot of swagger. Like it just looks so cool, just seeing him come out in the car, rolling down the window. Because LA Knight, he has that look. He looks awesome. Like I just love LA Knight's look. He just looks so cool. So that entrance just fits so well with him. And then seeing Jacob Fatu come down, and seeing the match come in motion, and I agree with you with what you said. These two have great chemistry with one another when it comes to the match that they had tonight, because they were able to go back and forth. They were able to perform at their best ability, and I just thought it was so cool. I thought it was nice to see that the counters that they had. It was nice to see the Samoan drop. That I think there was like a top rope move. I can't remember the top of my head that they did. Pretty impressive. I think it was like a backward suplex that LA Knight did on Jacob Fatu. That I thought was really cool. So I really liked that, and I'm happy again that there was no involvement in here, because that was a little suspicion that I had heading into this match. Because I did see some people talk about this online where they're like, what if Solo gets involved in a way where it's like, what if he gets involved because he's jealous that Jacob Fatu is in this position and he's not? What if he like tries to throw some shenanigans in here where, let's say, he's trying to help Jacob Fatu, or maybe in a way that he's upset with Jacob Fatu, so he does something to like really piss him off. Like, I'm happy he was just his hype man to help him out. And I'm happy that after that, I believe he went in the back. I don't think he came to the ring. I know it was like a couple hours.
Yeah, no, he went straight to the back after
all good.
That.
Yeah, so I like how he just gave him his moment, because this is Jacob Fatu's first Mania. He was able to have his moment. There was no involvement there, so I like that. But I definitely feel like that's probably going to be the next part of the story when it comes to Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Like I could probably say to you, this is probably going to be Jacob Fatu's first title defense at Backlash once we get there. I feel like that's definitely going to be the program we're going to see, because we're going to see a story evolve that SmackDown leading up to that event. When it comes to whatever drama that they had before, they're going to continue it now, because for all we know, I don't know if he's going to necessarily do this, but we've seen it happen in the past where it's like, oh, you hand this title over to Jacob, or Jacob won this title and then he handed it over to Tangaloa. So it's like, I don't know if it's going to be one of those things where he's trying to, pull some shenanigans again. It's like, okay, how about you hand that title to me? Or he said something snarky to really get underneath Jacob Fatu's skin, because there was like a little thing where he's like, oh, don't raise your voice towards me, like when they had that little interaction in the back before. So I definitely feel like that's something that we need to dive into, because then that would segue to Jacob Fatu, just going off on his own. If he wants to say hi to Tama Tonga and Tagaloa or whatever, or Hikuleo and whoever comes up down the line on the roster, then hey, so be it. You could still say hi to them. But I feel like that could definitely be a way to just have Jacob Fatu transition, do something on his own once we fully get into whatever drama we have that's currently on the table between him and Solo Sikoa. Like, sure, it's calmed down now, but there's still those crumbs on the table that you could do something with. And I definitely feel like that's what we're going to get the start of that
Yeah.
on that SmackDown. Because one of the biggest things to keep in mind, guys, is that the post shows are very important when it comes to capitalizing on the WrestleMania. And this goes for Raw too. So I'm hoping they do something good because they got Alistair coming that night. They got other stuff planned that night. So you gotta really set the new season in motion, and that's how I would do it.
Yeah. I think one standout moment from this match, it was when Jacob went up for a moonsault and LA Knight kind of catches him into a BFT.
Oh yeah, I saw.
Oh my god, that was
like a little bit close
awesome
to the end,
timing
right?
with that.
That was
Awesome
beautiful.
timing. Yeah, I was near the end with it because I think he had kicked out of it, or like no, he grabbed the ropes. Is that what it was? So like he ended up like rolling close to the rope so that way he could grab it before hitting the 3 count and all that. And then that that one ended up moving and all that. Like, oh, good. And I'm glad, like, too. Again, these two looked pretty much even, which is fine in my book because Jacob Fatu, yeah, he's being built like a monster. He's not being built like an unstoppable monster like he was, or like backtrack from that. He's not being booked as somebody that's like too hard to put down because that's the thing. It's like he's still a decent size for a guy. It's just the guy has some endurance. He can take some hits. You know, in a sense, he's kind of like Majin Buu in a way, where it's like you can't kill this guy. You can't defeat him because he just keeps coming back. He keeps regenerating. He'll never leave unless you completely obliterate him. And that's Jacob Fatu in a Dragon Ball sense. I explained it for you guys like you were in Dragon Ball. Hopefully you'll understand it now. But I'm just so happy that Jacob Fatu has this title. I think putting it on him can just only benefit not only him, but the title goers themselves. Yeah, I mean, this can legitimize the U.S. title a little bit more. Again, as long as you use him on TV and play him on on Thea's stuff and all that. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a late night, everybody.
Look,
my mind's going crazy.
Look, Chet, I'm gonna keep it short for mine because I had from prediction my 2 co-hosts had Fatu as the winner. Me, I was choosing LA.
Hey, you're the betrayer.
No. Hey.
Betrayer.
Don't say words I never said.
Lucario knew.
My actions may look like I'm betraying, but no. My heart was still going for my first love, LA Knight. And I believe in him. LA Knight, yeah. All right. I believe in my boy, and I believe he could do something about it. And he still put a good match. The crowd sucked for this. In the beginning, they was not here for it. They was not cheering on. They was not. But LA Knight and Fatu sold the match where enough of the crowd started to chime in, start to be involved. So that's one thing I appreciate about them. But then Fatu won the match. Congrats to him. Well deserved. Even to see his father there, to see his family there, supporting him. I believe at the end of the match, when Fatu was coming out of the ringside, I believe Jay or somebody was behind the camera or something trying to go behind him and everything. Whoever it was, just love to see the love for the family and everything for Fatu. Great for him. And I really hope not that you go to the main roster, to the main push now. Hopefully you go to Raw now, because either for John or Cody, whoever still wins for tomorrow, you're not going to take it from them right now. I don't see that coming anytime soon. I don't see a title change. So LA Knight moving, going for Jay or going for the IC, for the IC title, I'm okay with either or. So LA Knight, hopefully sooner or later for the draft. Talk to me.
Yeah, see that's what I was gonna ask you guys to really close this off, because we talked a lot of Jacob here. We didn't really say much on LA Knight when it comes to like a full-on conversation with him, or maybe just an even quick 3 to 5 minutes really about his direction. It's like, what's next for LA Knight now? Because you look at how he was like ever since the beginning. He's been on SmackDown forever, and I'm not talking about this happening now, but he's been involved with like everybody on that show. and he's been in the mid card scene when it comes to the belt for the longest time. So I feel like this is just an easy thing to go into. Like, same reasoning with Gunther earlier. We don't need to see another Gunther and Jay match just because Gunther lost the title. We don't need to see LA Knight go up against Jacob Fatu again for the US title, because that's the same song and dance. If you wanted to do that again, you should have never put the title on Shinsuke. You should have just had LA Knight the champion up until this point, and then do the little title switch that they did tonight. But I definitely feel like this should be a test in the water when it comes to elevating LA Knight and putting him in a status where getting on that direction where we got to be building new stars. Like, then that's just a common thing. You're in the mid card scene and then you go to the main event scene, because Braun Breaker more than likely is going to be heading down that direction sometime this year, and you got to do that with LA Knight. He has the potential to be a main eventer. A lot of people want it, and it would be nice to just do something a little bit different. And I mean, if Cena wins the title, I mean, him and Cena have history. Cena's one of the main reasons why he's elevated to the status that he is right now. Not saying he has to win, but it's like, there is something you could work with there if you really want to do something with it until the meantime, or he goes to Monday Night Raw, which I feel like would be the ideal scenario once we get to the draft, but that's another conversation for another point. But even if you wanted him to talk some shit to somebody and get into their face with whatever's going on when it comes to what's the next chapter for LA Knight, that's what you need to do. You need to put him in the main event scene now. You can't keep waiting on it. You can't keep waiting months and months and months. Like, it's eventually going to come to the point where it's like, you missed your mark. You got to do it now. This is the perfect way. Because a lot of people coming into this match were like, we can get behind the whole Jacob Fatu winning because it makes sense, but you really need to have a plan for LA Knight now. You really need to have a plan for him. You can't just be like, let's do more bloodline shit. No, you need to have a solid, concrete plan for LA Knight now.
Yeah. Like, you need something for him to move forward and something for him to actually do now that he's dropped that U.S. title. So, yeah, I'm excited for the future of this, because I think we had said earlier, too, like, if Jacob does win this thing, this could be to catapult the whole Solo Sikoa team that's trying to make something do with everything they can and all that. I got nothing else. I'm sorry, everybody. I got nothing else with this. Naomi took on Jade Cargill, and again, a pretty good match too. I thought, like, Jade's been getting a lot more comfortable, I think, in the singles division and putting on like these kind of matches where it makes sense that she's kind of coming up on the back end of it, especially coming from Naomi, who is she's a veteran of this division and all that. I thought they did pretty good. There were a couple times where I could hear them kind of spot calling and all that, but I don't want to really put that against the match and all that. I just thought it was really good. The two women, they despised each other. You could see that through the match, through the story they were trying to tell. The moment, though, and this might be my moment of the night, or like the move of the night, or whatever. It's where Jade Flickman caught Naomi
the jackhammer,
and put her in a damn jackhammer. Like, the way she caught Naomi and like easily had her in that suplex. She basically caught her in the suplex position just to pull off that jackhammer move. That was crazy. Like, just the strength alone from Jade Cargill tonight was really good. Just seeing that and all that. And again, I thought she did really well tonight. She had a good dance partner in Naomi, somebody that could help her pull out a good match like this one was. And yeah, I thought, you still have the question, where can Naomi go from here and all that. I mean, there's still tomorrow night. There's still stuff that goes on with Bianca.
Yeah,
they could still always play a part that.
Yeah, they made that pretty apparent on Friday.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's still parts that can do that. I think, I think the whole heel Naomi thing has a lot of room to grow from it.
Oh
And
yeah.
I mean, with Jade, I mean, part of it was her just kind of quote unquote ending, like just ending it all with Jade Cargill. But yeah, I mean, again, I think Naomi will be fine eating a big loss like this.
Oh yeah.
Because that's the other thing. The freaking electric chair drop into
Oh
the
yeah.
power bomb going into the Jaded, like that was also a crazy test of strength too. Like, yeah, I mean, I think Naomi kind of fell funny after the power bomb, but I mean, that's
Look,
besides the point with it. Like, it
mhm.
was still really good.
If I could jump in, that was a good transition. I do agree.
Yeah.
The transition was really well. It's not compared to nothing how where Roman and CM Punk and Seth Rollins where they had the go to sleep, the spear to the stomp,
Hmm.
and then all of them would pass out. Beautiful transition, all three of them. But with Jade and the power slam and everything, that was a good transition. It's just that I'm still going with my gut, and I feel like Naomi should have still won this. The only reason I'm not saying full down, Gauntlet saying that it should have been. I'm waiting to see the results of how night two
Hmm.
ends and also the SmackDown, because once SmackDown, you see how the story that end of the season start off to the new one, how it was meant to be and how it's executed. So right at the moment, I'm like, cool. Jade won. The most important thing is that she put a good performance on the biggest stage of
Yeah.
them all, which was WrestleMania. She did good. I was not saying impressed, but I was more satisfied, more whelmed. If anybody understands the reference from Young Justice, I was my boy Robin. I was whelmed. Now overwhelmed, underwhelmed, I was on the right spot. And I'm glad
Yeah.
about that. Jade, I'm hoping to see you more improving your skill sets in the ring, because that's one of the biggest things I'd love to see you as a performer. I know that one of your biggest feats is the high kicks, the pure strength and everything, but I would like to see more of that from you as a performer. If that is your limit, if that is your ceiling, then it is what it is. What's most important is that you improve your promo skills and everything else, but I'd like to see you more of a performer. How about you guys? Got any more thoughts about that?
So just to chime in on here, I first off, how did you guys feel about the Naomi's theme song?
Oh, a new one? Oh, I love it. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to bring up too. So I made this comment in okay, well, I say I love it because I love the concept of it
Like how it's
because Naomi went from like this big dance music that you have in a club
yeah.
to literally almost the opposite to where it's like, oh, here's your heavy metal double bass kind of stuff. Now the song itself, I mean, it is what it is because of Def Rebel and all that. But like, I think just the concept alone sold me with like the new entrance music and all that.
Yeah,
What'd you guys think of it? Like,
I
it was
honestly
good. The gear was good as well.
yeah,
yeah,
I honestly liked it. Like I'm glad there wasn't some like stupid saying in the beginning, like I'm
mhm.
so and so, like I'm a grown ass woman kind of thing.
Stay cautious.
Yeah, I like how it's just straight up rock music. I think it sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
Because and they need to do more of that. It didn't sound like anything Death Rebels, so it had to be like outsourced to something else. And I'm hoping that's like a norm because one of the things I have noticed, especially when it comes to these video packages for the events, they've been using rock music very consistently. They did it for
Yeah.
the Punk, Roman, and Seth match. I believe they did it with I can't remember them all on the top of my head. I think they did it for I don't know on the top of my head, but basically what I'm trying to say is that they've been pretty consistent with that theme. And that's something that a lot of people love about WWE is they were like so into rock music. And I'm surprised that it's not a mainstay because I mean, look at Triple H and Motorhead and all that. So it's like you would think realistically, considering how big of a rock guy he is, he would love that shit on television every fucking week. So I like her theme. I think it fits very well because it felt weird having her coming out every week, given who she is now, to that rock man
Mhm.
music, because that's not something you want to dance to after seeing what she did.
No.
But
It might be something that you know, get into a mosh pit too,
yeah,
but
but looking at like the match itself, I really did like that spot that you mentioned before about the jackhammer spot where she caught him. I think that's
Mhm.
probably like the best that Jade has looked when it comes to like moves being executed in the ring. Like that was actually a pretty tough spot. I like that. Again, Naomi's like really good, so you can't take that away from her. So I'm glad she was able to show off her ability within this match itself. And I'm just glad that, you know, they were also able to make history again tonight, not having any gold on the line, doing, you know, do something a little bit different outside of the box that they normally do. And it just gets me really curious to see like what's the next step, because obviously I want the Naomi stuff to continue. I don't want it just to end right here. I'm hoping there's more layers to that. And like you brought up before, could this potentially tie in into the open of the WrestleMania 41 Night 2 event? Because we have the triple threat for the Women's World Championship opening up night 2 tomorrow. So you would think, why did they throw them in there on Friday if they weren't going to do a little something with that for that event? And it makes you
Mhm.
think, like, is it just going to be Jade coming out? Is it going to be Naomi coming out? Is it going to be the both of them coming out? Because again, you don't just throw that in there if there's something. So that's also kind of cool too, to think that, you know, just like how we talked about the night 1 main event carrying on to the night 2 main event, it's pretty cool how this little history between these 3 girls could also transpire tomorrow night. But that's basically my thoughts on that match.
Okay. Yeah, just the match itself. Vash, you have anything to add with it?
Look, this match, I wanted more. I wish it could have been more. I believe this match, it was
Yeah.
like, look, one of my, I could say my thoughts overall for much later, but my biggest nitpick about this WrestleMania Night 1 is almost every match was under 10 minutes. Only 3 matches. Which, look, I'm not looking for a 20-minute, 40-minute every match like Undertaker, Triple H back in the day. Oh, you know, WrestleMania mini events every 40-minute match. No, but I'm not looking for a Raw and SmackDown regular match is between 5 to 12-minute max. That's what regular Raw tape show type of watching that we will get on a weekly. For WrestleMania, I'm looking at least for a 10 to 20-minute match to at least be good. And just to get the next thing we're going to talk about is the War Raiders and then the Rey Fenix. Just these type of matches, just to be under 10, it just felt like a bit underwhelming for me. Still was a good match overall,
Yeah.
but that's one of my biggest fucking gripe about this. Is like, hey, we built this great match. We had good video package from November. We explained why she did this. I did this for The Rock, aka I did it for Bianca. So, but then we're not gonna get more of this match. Hopefully, we get more build up for tomorrow night too, like I said, and then SmackDown, and then maybe build up for Backlash for round 2. Because if we do, then I'll feel much better. That all right, cool. It was one match a bit low, but the second match will get better, then I'm here for it. But if we don't get nothing, I'm gonna feel a bit sour. And by the end of this may be the weakest match for me of the night, or it might be the other one that we're saving for last.
Yeah, I agree with you too, because I did actually check times for this match. I didn't realize until you mentioned it. It was pretty short. And it kind of felt like that for some matches, how they were going like through them a little bit.
Oh yeah, we went really quickly with some of these matches. Like some of them barely scratched the 10-minute mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe this one, Jade Cargill, was 9 minutes and 20. The next match that we're about to get into was 9 minutes and 12. The World Tag titles was shorter than a singles title by 8 seconds.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, good match. Good match going forward. Looking to see what happens and where each one goes from there.
Yeah.
Nothing but up and all that. But speaking of other titles going on, World Tag Team titles are on the line as the War Raiders lost those titles to the New Day. I mean, a good match, I thought. The New Day were kind of in charge for most of it. Like, Eric or Ivar would hit like a big move or like a big clothesline or something, but New Day always found a way to continue like this 2-on-1 assault on both of them. And the match ends after they had hit their new finisher that they do as a tag team. And Kofi Kingston held down Ivar's leg to eventually eat the pin and all that, which I thought that was pretty cool. But I feel like the ref also kind of let a lot of things slide tonight with a few things. I don't know. But again, I thought the match was fine. The outcome I thought was fine too, because again, I wanted you guys to justify the heel turn, you know, and I think tonight was a good start to it, you know. Just I just question too, though. It's just like with this match here, because we thought about this too with like the whole predictions thing with yesterday too. It's just like there has to be a reason this got on the card above the SmackDown titles, and the fact that no Big E came out. This was just a simple match with cheap finish and all that, and yet like not a lot of people, like the fans weren't too invested in it. It could have been something where you showcased your entire SmackDown tag division. I don't know, man. It was just part of it is weird booking, but again, I thought it was a good match at least, I don't know. You guys
Chat, I'm gonna be straight up. I hate this match.
Yeah.
This match was pointless and worthless. This match should not have been on the card. As much as I love the New Day and everything, good job for you to get the tag titles. Congrats. I had no investment or care for it during that match. I was 80% working on other content for us and doing other stuff behind the scenes. Watkins was entertaining, the whole time, and I want to thank Watkins for that, because I will be honest, I was not paying one single attention for this match. I was here and there, just looking at the screen, back and forth, but I was not looking or caring for this match, and it's disappointing. This match, War Raiders should have deserved more. There was more for a promotional fucking campaign. As much as I love Clash of Clans and I grew up playing this game since its release back in the early 2010s, but you're telling me that they're gonna come out dressed as Pika and as a fucking barbarian? And during the promo yesterday, even the New Day called them the Viking Raiders, not the War Raiders. And they just say the same shit. And I'm like, just showing that there are the heels, 100%. But the match had no type of marketing, no promo, no hypeness. And I had no care for it. Big E was not involved. It was just nothing. You had a better potential to show the Street Profits, but you had Nick Aldis promote that for next week. Cool. We have said that we would love to have SmackDown and Raw shows have other type of stipulation or other matches that are great for the show as they should and deserve. But when you're on WrestleMania weekend, I'm sorry, every fucking hype shit should be there on that weekend itself. Even you should have done it on SmackDown itself, and you're going to save it on the next SmackDown? Yo, this match was whack. Talk to me. I'm sorry. I'm just mad about this match.
Ditto.
Oh, damn.
I honestly feel the exact same way as you did. I didn't really care about this match at all. It was pointless to me, because why am I going to care about a match that didn't even put any effort in the build to begin with? And why am I going to care about the New Day if there really wasn't any proper build up to that heel turn? Because it had potential. They didn't do anything with it. There wasn't even a stipulation in this match itself to make it interesting. Like, you could have made this like a Viking rules match, and that would have made sense, given the War Raiders have done that many times in the past, especially if they want to.
And it would have made sense more for their outfits to go along with the program for the marketing as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck, yeah.
So it's like, I'm not gonna just. I can't lie like you did, Vash. I mean, if they did more with it, then sure. But it's like, other than that, I mean, it's like one of the things we were talking about the other day. Like, if they had like a standout moment, like Big E coming out, doing something that would make a WrestleMania moment, even if he's not like super physical or anything, but just to follow up on a little something. You even had something happening in the pre-show that they even mentioned in commentary about Barrett saying shit to Big E. So
yeah,
I almost thought at first that was going to be like a little Easter egg planted for something to happen within this match.
And the Big E was just being positive about it. He was like, yeah, here's what it is. I got respect, the guys, they've been doing the work and everything. I'm like, no, like, just play to the opposite. You know, them guys, you know, fuck them and everything. Don't say fuck them because I know you're like in the commentary and everything, but say in the aggression side that, hey, they were assholes, they did what they did.
Yeah.
It just makes it to the heel side, but you're not really helping their heel. Like, they're still getting booed because they're heel characters, but you're not hating them. And also just feel like there is no passion to the story of them turning heel. It just felt like it just got dropped, like it ain't got care no more. And it's
No.
very disappointing as a
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like what we spoke about earlier when we did our stand and deliver coverage. I mean, when you look at SmackDown, you even look at how things are set up next week, even though that match should have took place tonight. The Raw division really doesn't have anything going for it, and that's why we talked about, since Fraxium dropped their titles, put them on there. They could really elevate that division and make it
Yes.
feel special on the snap of a finger, just by all the work they put in NXT. Because it's clear as day that they're coming up, and if you really want to make a mark and you really want to send a message out there to really do something and make those titles feel super important
Mhm.
from the moment you say go, I mean, that's a way to do it. So it's like, I'm hoping at the very least, and I'll wait and see if they do something with the titles. I'm hoping at the very least they do something with the New Day with the titles to elevate some sort of thing with the
Hopefully.
tag division, and do some sort of thing with this new character arc that they're going down. Otherwise, if it's the same shit and the same shenanigans playing out again and again, I mean, what are we doing here?
Look, I'm gonna be straight up.
Yeah.
I just thought about it. The New Day just won them. Next week, your Fraxium just go on Raw. They take it from the New Day and they're champion. I'm okay with that. I'm okay for Fraxium to take the titles. At this point right now, the New Day, I'm not invested. And this is
Yeah.
one thing, as optimistic Vash will be about everything.
Yeah.
But with this one right now, I have no care for
Yeah.
it. None.
I will say to
Yeah.
that I would build them up a little bit on Raw, and I feel like if
Yeah.
you were to do a title change in the end with New Day, then if they are indeed there, then yes, I would give it to them.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's talk about El Grande Americano and Rey Fenix.
The
'cause-
other one that I don't
so
give
Rey
a fuck
Mysterio-
about.
Yeah, so Rey Mysterio couldn't make the match because he got injured last night, so they put Rey Fenix in this, and which, okay, fine, we're gonna have Rey Fenix have his WrestleMania debut and all that, but it's interesting because it's like, and I don't really want to blame. Oh, well, let's just call it a spade. Rey Fenix basically got what Rey Mysterio was gonna got to him with this finish, and like storyline wise, that makes sense. You know, with El Grande Americano like having the steel plate in his mask and all that, so we're still playing upon that whole thing, that whole shtick and everything. If you were never gonna change the finish, why choose Rey Fenix to have his WrestleMania debut in a loss like that? Like, you could have. I mean, people would say the same thing if you threw Dragon Lee in there. I mean, they're gonna say the same thing about whoever you threw in there, regardless. But like, and hell, some people would probably still bitch and moan that, oh, this feels like a Monday Night Raw kind of thing. But I mean, they had to do what they had to do. They had to throw somebody in there. But like, you would think there would be some sort of pivot too. But I mean, it at least makes sense just because, again, storyline wise, with El Grande using that metal plate in his mask and all that. So I mean, at least it plays into that. But at the same time, it just leaves a very bad taste in your mouth when you just kind of sit there and think on it.
And look, and I hate this
And-
taste.
Yeah.
I hate this taste in my mouth. It's disgusting, and I don't want it. Because how you tell me a Grande Americano who's been hyped with a programming for the past couple of weeks since the Europe tour, so beginning of March at least, earliest. And with Grande Americano, we had a whole type of vignette, a little filter showing a little old school of Grande Americano. You guys' origins to go from Mexico, all these things. And we're gonna have a fucking less than an 8-minute match, and also have Rey Fenix, who debuted, I think 2 weeks ago, I believe, or less than 3 weeks ago, that he debuted, got his first win, and then against Nathan Fraser, And then after that, he takes his second loss on the biggest stage of them all. Yes, congrats that he got to present himself as a luchador on top of one of the biggest news of the AAA acquisition for WWE. Congrats. Yes, great. But to have him lose, I don't like, you're going to have Penta tomorrow. Most likely he's losing, but most likely he's not getting pinned. And you're gonna have Rey Fenix, his brother, who just got into the company and get pinned as the first one, and be the same story that it was for Rey Mysterio. Yeah, I should have changed that. I'm sorry. I'd rather prefer Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee has gotten lost before, and he did take a pin, I believe, last year, or he also got taken out. And it got changed with Andrade or something like that last year, if I remember correctly. So for Dragon Lee to get this L, I would have preferred that Rey Fenix to be straight up. That's honestly, because this match to me, once it started and once I saw the Rey Fenix was about to lose, I just lost interest, because the aspect that if he was supposed to win the first place against Rey, great. He could have given it to Dragon Lee, but for Rey Fenix to get the opportunity, still awesome. But to take the out, they should have changed it up or something, or like a DQ. Something like that. I don't know. And plus the 8-minute match too, just to hype all the video package and everything, and just to have a short. I would say the 450 was amazing. The 450 was awesome. That was really amazing.
Yeah, and like also that one, I don't know how you would call it, where El Grande like got up onto the top rope. He did a almost like a 450, but he landed like on his knees or feet on Rey Fenix, almost like, you know, a coup de grace, only with another flippy do and all that. That at least looked good, and there were some other spots very similar to that looked really good. It's just, again, it's the booking, it's the storytelling. It's okay, where are we going from here? Where can we go from here, and all that? Like, what's going on, Papa H? Or do you need to get into the kitchen again to cook? I don't know. And also, I'm assuming this is gonna just end up leading towards that Worlds Collide pay-per-view or show that they're gonna be putting on.
If we're gonna continue on with a Grande until this long,
that's a whole other 2 months.
Yeah,
or a month and a half.
That's another, I think, 6 weeks of it, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm here for it. I don't know. Drop. It seems like you're very quiet. Did you care for this match as well, or you just ready to move on and call it a night?
I mean, I didn't really care about it either. One of the things I'm really disappointed in is they didn't get the match length I was expecting it to, because regardless if it was Rey, if it was Rey Fenix, if it was Dragon Lee, you would think realistically, if they're going up against El Grande Americano, you would think realistically this match would have been given enough time. It didn't have to be 20 minutes, maybe 13, 15, maybe 15-minute mark at max. Or you could do like at least 12 to 13 minimum. You would think, since a lot of those guys that I mentioned are great competitors in the ring, you would get a proper showcase like that. So you could walk out at night and be like, you know, that was like a pretty good match. It's a potential show stealer, given the match itself. Like, sure, the story wasn't everything, but the match itself was really good. You can go back to and rewatch it, because we know Gable's a great wrestler. We know that Rey's a great wrestler. Same thing with Dragon Lee and Rey Fenix. We know they're all capable of having great matches. What's an upcoming out of this? Gable actually being cared for, sure. But it's like with the Rey Fenix thing, it's like, even with this being the same result that they had with the Mysterio match, which I can understand why there's some people upset with that, given that this is how it was going to end up happening, which, again, I expected that to happen if Rey Mysterio didn't get injured. And I get why they put Fenix here, because Fenix is the person that they're bringing in. They're trying to elevate him and all of that. I mean, the way you look at it, I mean, he wasn't even a part of the company for that long. He's already getting a WrestleMania match. I guess that's pretty cool for him, but it's like, I just felt like there was just missed potential here. Like, I just expected so much more out of this. It didn't have to be anything wild or mind-blowing, but it feels like there was just so much more. And that's what didn't sit well with me. I thought the entrance for El Grande Americano was hysterical. If you want to tell me something that made me laugh my ass off, then yes.
Getting the damn mariachi band, having the sepia, like, coated, like, filter on, and again, I love I love the Spanish version of Stars and Stripes Forever. It fits so well with the character and the shtick that they're trying to go with it. Even the video package beforehand where it's like Chad's talking, but they're obviously using like a computer voice to mask that it is Chad talking. Man,
Yeah.
it's like there are aspects of it that are really fun and all
Yeah.
that. It's just there's just some questions, some head scratchers and all that. So yeah,
I mean, Vikingo actually inserting himself is pretty cool because I mean, if you guys
That
watch
was-
if you
yeah.
watch AEW, guys fucking phenomenal in the ring. I mean, he's put
Yeah,
on bangers
yeah.
with Kenny Omega and plenty of other people before. So it's like the fact that he's inserted in this, and then we could potentially get a match between him and Gable or whatever else down the line. I mean, that gets me excited to see how that transpires and everything. I mean, one thing I will say,
I don't know much
I'll-
here.
I'll-
I'm very green about this.
huh?
That's fine. You'll learn. You'll learn about Vikingo.
Oh yeah, but it's like one thing I will say that I can appreciate, like I talked about before we went on air, is I'm actually glad that they're actually giving a shit about Lucha Libre, because many
Yeah.
years ago they didn't give a single fuck about it as much. That's why a lot of people trash on it, and I can't blame them because they don't really get the effort to really go out there and do something. Like I could bring up, Sin Cara, for example.
I miss him. I miss this guy.
Oh, you just watch Collision. You have there's another one. There's Sin Cara. There was someone else. I forgot the name on the top of my head. He was like a little.
There's like Lince Dorado. There was freaking what were they called? Lucha House Party. Like
Yeah.
those guys.
Yeah,
What were the other names? I remembered Lindsay. There
Yeah.
are two other guys in there.
there's like a
But-
shorter,
yeah, 'cause they were-
guy too. He was like almost Ray's height.
Yeah. Oh shoot, why am I blanking on the name? He's actually like a producer too now, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
Like-
so it's like
Did you say Kalisto?
that's what I was thinking of. Yeah,
Is that okay, all right, that was another one. But yeah, like they were all just like billed to be the next Rey Mysterio, and just like nothing really came from it.
yeah,
They just booked them and then they got bored with them.
yeah. So it's like
Yep.
you look
That's
at how
true.
it's like you look how the year started off with the Penta presentation. You look at the ongoing
Mhm.
story with Chad with El Grande Americano with the Lucha Libre situation, and now you got Rey Fenix jumping in, and they're actually taking time to properly structuring it. Penta's over, people give a shit about him. People give a shit about El Grande Americano. I'm sure Rey Fenix is going to be fun at the end of the day. I feel like this is just a bullet he had to take given the original plans, because granted it did come the night before, so they probably had to do something different. And I feel like even though Vash did bring up Dragon Lee, we would have came to the same result that we talked about tonight with Rey Fenix, even though
Yeah.
he's been in similar situations. Again, nobody's happy about anything, but I just feel like I just wanted more out of the match. It's mainly a time issue with this match that I had with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is my biggest nitpick. If Rey Fenix and Chad Gable,
Yeah.
per se, and Grande Americano, if they cooked longer, I would have let this match result slide. I do agree.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if they're doing this whole accusation that they did speak of after this match, and we actually have some plans for the direction that they're having there, then I'm hoping, based on what we've seen earlier in the year, that we're gonna see some serious shit here.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Some serious things are about to come our way when it comes to the luchadors and all that. So, yeah, just a bit of a disappointment when it came to this. But other than that, I mean, that was night one of WrestleMania. I guess just to kind of reiterate everything, I think I do get the criticisms that people are having with it. I can understand why people might feel like this was a bit of a letdown of WrestleMania, but I still struggle to say that this was anything like a bad show or anything. I had a lot of fun with a lot of this stuff. there was stuff that I was very stressed out about, like Tiffany and Charlotte. And like even the problems I had with things like like the El Grande Americano match, like there was at least still some good action too that I could go ooh like that, just paying attention to those dangling peas and all that. But yeah, exactly. But like, I just thought it was a good night. It was a fun night just watching the wrestling and all that. So, what about you guys, Vash? What do you think of just night one overall?
Look, people need to run up. People need to remind yourself, as you have an inner child in you, why did you fall in love with this product in the first place? As much as we may be adults trying to book the story yourself, trying to book the feud, trying to book your favorite character narrative, trying to book your favorite toy and where it could go, what the next story. Also, don't forget, have fucking fun. Look, like I said it in the podcast. You guys heard it here. You guys heard in the time codes. You guys heard our discussion. I was happy for Seth Rollins. I predicted this possibility, this theory, and it happened. I said Tiffany, I was positive, and guess what, Charlotte? I'm excited for her future. Where it could go for her character. I also said, hey, I didn't like the stuff around Grande, but I gave my positive things that what could have worked if it could have been better. So at the end of the day, I still had my fun. Yeah. Don't forget to have yours, and I want you guys to remember that. At the end of the day, it's okay to not like something, but don't tell anybody just because they enjoyed it that they shouldn't like it just because you didn't. Because that is wrong, and you should enjoy the content that you're enjoying. If you're watching us to hear and hear other opinions, we appreciate you for coming on. Thank you for watching us, and most importantly, chime in if you can. If you don't, just like the video, be part of the channel, and drop. I saw you agree with me, and a bit of my sentiments. How do you feel?
No, I agree with you completely, because it's like I spoke about earlier. WrestleMania is always about creating moments. The Jey Uso situation with the world title belt, regardless if there's some people out there that like it or not, if there's people out there that are happy about it, let them be happy. It was a moment. Everybody came together. They were celebrating. I had a friend that was there today. He said the crowd was electric when that moment happened. I mean, you have people like super excited with the Cody situation, or stuff that happened years ago with Rock and Hogan. Like WrestleMania is a time of year where you get matchups you don't normally see on a Monday Night Raw, because they want the big shebang on the big shows. So that's why they wait so long to do it. And it's just like any other pay-per-view, not even Mania, the Royal Rumble. You never know who's coming out. Money in the Bank, you never know who's going to grab the briefcase. Elimination Chamber, you never know who's going to get locked in the chamber, who's going to come out alive. Same thing with SummerSlam, which is essentially a summer WrestleMania. You never know how that card's going to be. And look at that. It's going to be a 2-night event, so it's going to be electric this year, which is a new thing for them. And they're going to hammer that pretty hard, considering it's a 2-night event. And it's like Vash said as well, looking at how the show is and how we're on here tonight, sharing our thoughts and how we feel about certain things and everything. It's just the whole experience coming together as a family, as friends, whatever, just having fun. Like with Vash and Watkins reacting together, watching it. Me and my family watching it downstairs in our basement, or other family and friends at the live shows or whatever, or just looking at all the reactions that you see on TikTok that you're going to end up seeing on Monday Night Raw, which I'm hoping your guys' reaction to the Jey Uso thing is a part of that clip on there, because that'd be pretty cool if that's there. And they just nail that in the coffin, where it's like, you are here to have fun, and that's just the message at the end of the day. I thought this was a good show. I enjoyed it. I had fun. It gets me super excited about tomorrow, especially when it comes to the kind of things that we talk about. And then we see exactly where the story goes after the season ends. How is Triple H going to start season 1 of Raw now that Mania is over? How is he going to start the next season of SmackDown now that Mania is over? How is Shawn going to start the new season of NXT after what happened at Stand and Deliver, which was a fucking fantastic show? You had 3 guys in Trick Williams, Obafemi, and Javon Evans give us a great main event. And it gets you super excited to see what the direction is for those guys and everything that transpired in that show. Today was about having fun at wrestling, following all your favorite guys and gals, and seeing what the future holds in store for them. And that's the best part about it, because that's why we came here to begin with, because of what we grew up with and what we love.
Yeah, and that's why we love all of this. So, yeah. Oh, man. But hey, we've been going on for about 2.5 hours, everybody. We still got another night of WrestleMania ahead of us. We got night 2 of WrestleMania 41 with some big matches going on. Another triple threat match for a title. Another tag team title match with the women, whoever Lyra's partner is going to end up becoming. Possibly Becky. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see with that one. And
I think it's this guy right here.
Which one are you pointing at?
Banjo.
Oh man. Oh, if it's Banjo, if Banjo comes out as her partner, you know what? Fine. Lyra should win it then, because she will have enough golden feathers.
You got the mighty Jugginator.
You what?
They got the mighty Jugginator. The move that they took out.
Oh my God! Yes.
Frontilda towards the end. That boss fight gave me a lot of fucking trouble when I was a kid, but.
Dude, it still gives me some trouble sometimes whenever I replay it. It is a tough boss fight, but yeah, we got a big night ahead of us tomorrow night as well. Especially with the soul of WWE on the line when it comes with Cody and Cena. I'm sure we're gonna have a lot to talk about when it comes to that. Oh yeah. But yeah, we're just gonna end it here with everything. Me and Vash are gonna be reacting again over on Twitch, so. Be sure to follow us on there. The link is in the description below. After that, we will be on here to talk about the show. Maybe a little earlier, just because I do have work the next morning.
Yeah, so do I.
Did not take off. Yeah, so we'll probably be a little earlier after the show and all that. Yeah, so be sure to stay tuned. Follow us on all the social media platforms. We got all the ads right there in the yellow on the screen for us at Animal We Studio. That's the parent company. We got Legendary Vash, Drop This Box, Watkins MW, and of course Weebs of the Ring. Those are all of our handles on all of our social media platforms, and of course the hashtag Weebs of the Ring to interact with us and talk with us about these shows before, during, or after them, so that way we can chat with you guys and make sure the conversation is flowing fairly well with everybody. And also use that hashtag to kind of give us feedback too, so that way we can continue to up our game as much as possible. So just going to thank you guys once again for staying up with us. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning, so it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to pass the frick out right after all this. So yeah, thank you so much.
Hey, I just want to say, Watkins could have been like Jey Uso wearing the sunglasses and just probably be fading out the whole time. At least for us.
Oh, you thought I wasn't? You thought I wasn't? Joke's on you.
It also could have been like Booker T, just having straight up knockout. I feel bad for all the Hall of Fame people, but hey, without the show being longer, appreciate for everyone being here. Talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Stay safe and get some rest for night 2 of WrestleMania.
Yep. Just always remember that we are presented by Animo We Studio. Thank you once again for joining us. Thank you to our production team for all their hard work. And just remember, as always, no stunt grannies were ever harmed or put in harm's way during the recording of this podcast, unless things start hitting the fan and we have to crash out. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow night for the ending of WrestleMania 41.
Yeet.